Good afternoon, I'm Isaiah Jacob. In the NBA, the Cavaliers face elimination tonight as they take on the Knicks in Game 4 of their Eastern Conference semifinal series. Cleveland trails 3-0, making tonight a must-win matchup for the Cavs. Last night in the Western Conference, the San Antonio Spurs took down the Oklahoma City Thunder 103-82, tying their series 2-2. In baseball, the Guardians are back in action today at 6:10 as they open a series against the Washington Nationals. Meanwhile, the Reds continue their road trip this afternoon against the Mets. First pitch is set for 4:10, with pregame coverage beginning at 3:40 right here on The Fan. In racing yesterday, Felix Rosenqvist captured the 110th running of the Indianapolis 500 in the closest finish in race history. Driving the number 60 Honda, Rosenqvist edged David Malikis by just 23 thousandths of a second. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Here at The Fan, we're celebrating the unofficial start of summer with almost 4 hours of live and local. But we need a name. We already have Fan Sports Saturday, and then there's Fan Sports Sunday. What to do?
It's time for Fan Sports Memorial Day.
That's my line, lady. It's Fan Sports Memorial Day.
Oh, I guess they couldn't be bothered to put our names in the show. So let me tell you, Cole Bartimus, Jacob Reimer, and Isaiah Jacob
Fantastic.
are in the studio here. I'm so excited for this one, man. By the way, pool's open, baby.
Let's go.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Do you have one?
Apartment does.
Apartment does.
Apartment's got a few, to be honest.
Whoa. A big apartment complex.
Yeah. Nora Reimer's at the zoo. It's a great day.
Yeah, she's having a good time, it looks like.
I would be ticked. I love the zoo. I haven't been to the zoo in forever. I got little cousins coming into town in June and July, and so it's already been known.
Yeah.
Now, the thing about the zoo, though, is we were talking about the zoo yesterday with me and Dylan, by the way, because he's big on the zoo shuttle for the Memorial Tournament. And so,
like parking at the zoo and then getting shuttled over to the memorial. Okay.
Exactly. So I love the zoo. Can't wait to take them. But when I was in St. Louis, I never went to the St. Louis Zoo despite it being free. And I'm like, I didn't even know that there were
free zoo?
Yeah, there are free zoos out there. And so I'm like, well, shoot, why isn't the Columbus Zoo like that? But that'd be great. Anyway,
The Columbus Zoo is like way up there though. And we actually just went
and
to
aquarium.
Yes. We actually just went to the Cincinnati Zoo last weekend. My sister graduated college from Xavier. Congrats to her.
Yeah.
And
Congrats to you for actually going to your sister's graduation, because guess who didn't last week? Me.
Yeah.
I didn't go to my brother's either.
There
it
we
was
go.
2 weeks ago from Cincinnati.
Two out of three. By the way, Zeke's in the show today. See, usually he sits back because he has a lot of talking efforts on the money, but there was no on the money today, so Zeke's a main character today.
Pushing through.
This has now been brought up to me now 2 days in a row because I was invited on a golf trip last weekend, the same weekend that my sister was graduating, and I didn't go because of that. Well, apparently a guy on the golf trip, his brother was graduating from college, and he didn't go. So now I'm like, should I have just not gone to my sister's graduation? And I mean, I didn't even sit through half of it because of Nora.
I didn't go to my own college graduation, so that's the precedent has been set. I never
That's
once I didn't go to my own graduation. I took a fifth year, so all of my friends had already graduated, and so by that point, I'm like, home, I'm not going to be taking pictures with everybody because, the whole graduation, everybody goes, especially at Ohio State, they go in front of like Thompson Library, in front of the Thompson statue. And, you go through all of the landmarks on campus. You get your picture taken with all your buddies and all that stuff. It's really for the parents.
I mean, hey,
much like first birthday parties. It's really all for the parents.
Yes.
So I wasn't going to have that. And I didn't want to sit through like a 3-hour ceremony because honestly, it was like, just get me the degree and like get out of here.
That's fair.
It wasn't so, I didn't view it as some like, this is one of my crowning achievements in life, and this is a celebration of all my hard work over the past handful of years. I'm just like, just get me out of here.
I mean,
that's how I viewed it. Apparently, it was a whole family affair for you.
Yeah, it really was. And I got out in college in 3.5 years. I did a semester early.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow, look at you.
Hey,
and you weren't even trying to graduate early for a free transfer.
That OU Lancaster, man, it's a good time.
Yeah.
The actual college, playing college ball.
We're not
bringing that back.
No, although I did wear our shirts that looked like they took forever to come up with.
It's the team.
I know. This is the first time that the three of us have reconvened since we discovered that Jacob Reimer had a fugazi college basketball career. But that's water under the bridge at this point.
Yeah.
But, man, I'm so excited for this show. This is going to be the most who gives a damn show, despite the fact that we have the most responsibility because we have 3 hours and 40 minutes. We got you until 3:40, and it's a Monday, which means this counts toward Rothman and Ice's ratings.
There we go.
And I'm still
It's
just
in the
like,
time slot.
who cares? I know, but we're going to have so much fun. I had to make a wellness check on Isaiah. So he was at the Indy 500 yesterday, and I'm like, there are two options here. I had to text him because he's on the schedule to be on this show.
You called him a half hour before to ask where he was.
I texted him yesterday while he was there. Because I'm back at my desk getting the show together for my show. Jeez, Louise.
Whoa.
Getting our show ready for yesterday. I don't know. I do have it. Let's see if it works. 3, 2, 1. Well, if I had it turned on, maybe it would have worked originally. But I'm at my desk working on the show yesterday.
Yeah.
And I hear Scotty Vegas talking to Dave Biddle back there. And I just hear Scotty go, man, I hope Isaiah's good and drunk in the infield right now.
He was.
And now this was at like 9 or 10 in the morning because that's when their show runs.
I can pull up my phone and pull up the receipts and tell you the exact timestamp
of when you texted Isaiah. That I need to know this as well.
Isaiah got a text from me at 10 on the nose in the morning yesterday. So that means that I heard Scotty Vegas say that probably at 9:58.
Yeah.
And it makes sense, too, because it's like it was during a commercial break.
Yeah.
So that would have been about that time. And Nate Puderbaugh did a great job filling in. And he also helped Dylan just completely sweep me in 2-on-1. We'll have more games throughout this show for sure. But I just sent to Isaiah, overheard in the fan hallways. I hope Isaiah's nice and drunk in the infield right now. And then I sent a follow-up text. Are you working tomorrow? Because I saw on the schedule that Isaiah was supposed to be here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's in the infield of the Indy 500 right now, which means he has to either get up and drive to work from Indianapolis tomorrow morning, or he has to do it tonight after the race. And I'm like, both sound like bad options, to be honest.
Yes.
And so the response that I got from Zeke was, I am also nice and drunk in the infield.
He didn't go with the I'm also nice. I am drunk in the infield. And then,
I'm also working tomorrow. Now, this isn't your first rodeo, and I don't know if you used to do this before you worked in Indy, because you were actually a college athlete and went to the University of Indianapolis and played lacrosse there. With your background, I know you've been to the Indy 500 many times. Did yesterday stack up to the usual bill?
Oh, it was perfect. Perfect day. It never rained. That was the best part.
Okay.
It was
Really?
showing rain the whole day.
Yeah, it just poured here the whole time.
And it wasn't warm either. It wasn't super hot. It was kind of cool the whole time. That made it like 10 times better. And unfortunately for me, I did drive back this morning, and I am exhausted. I went ahead and calculated up my steps yesterday, and it equated to 13.7 miles of walking. It's like a half marathon.
Incredible.
It's insane.
Walking off the calories, baby.
It's horrible.
I've never been to the Indy 500. Is there really
I've been once.
Is there really all that walking to do?
It's the walking, like you have to park. Like I parked 2 miles away.
Okay.
So that's how I started my day.
Gosh.
So that's just 4 there and back. And then once you get into the raceway, the speedway, then there's so much walking because it's humongous. I mean, it's 2.5 miles around for the cars to
see
go.
all the graphics of what all buildings and stadiums can fit inside the Indy 500.
Yeah, dude, when I went in 2024, I believe it was. And so that would have been the year where it was a 4-hour weather delay. We could tell stories about that. I'm sure Zeke was in the middle of that with me. I remember going into the infield, though. It's really cool because it's like a little tunnel under the track.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, because how else are you going to get to the middle from the outside?
That's
true. There's a tunnel under the track.
Just going to cut across during the race.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just usher off a little bit like a red carpet area where we can walk across the track. But no, man. I remember going into the infield, and I remember getting to our spot. We were at the certain turn because I was with people who had been there before, knew what they were doing, and so they kind of got us to our spot. And I remember trying to look around and see the other parts of the track. And I remember I'm looking, and I'm like, man, that is so far away. What I was looking at, I was looking at a diagonal. And so I didn't realize that if I had to turn my view to go straight far back, I'm like, oh, I can't even see the other end of the track down there because it's 2.5 miles. And so it is. And when it's 200, it's a 200 lap race. And, depending on how you get down, speaking of getting down, did you go to the EDM concert in there?
I did spend some time in the snake pit, unfortunately.
Yes.
So I'm even more tired.
This man had a time.
It was a lot.
I didn't even know that. So when I went there, I'm like, why is there like an EDM concert? Dude, there were people there who I was pretty sure when I went, and I'm telling stories from a couple of years ago, but I'm sure it's no different this year. There were people there who I'm not even sure if they knew there was a race car race. I'm dead serious. Like, I showed up, they were like the typical EDM crowd, the fishnets, the ridiculous makeup, the crazy colorful outfits.
Oh my gosh.
There were like gigantic like dinosaurs as like it was a concert that you did not know there was a race going on. So there were a whole bunch of different crowds.
That is interesting.
I know.
And in the infield, you can't even, the cars are so loud when you're sitting in the stands, but when you're in the infield, like near the concert, you can't even hear the cars because they're so far away.
So yeah, like these people had no idea that a concert was going on because they're just there for the concert. They didn't care. They didn't care that there was a race going on.
No, dude, but it was definitely something that I would want to do once. I remember leaving, and well, first of all, I told you the one that I went to had a 4-hour weather delay.
Yeah.
So I mean, just like just standing in the infield in the rain.
Yeah,
the rain is cold, by the way.
I'm out.
And so that was ridiculous. And then, oh my goodness, dude. Because it's 4 hours of people just drinking for entertainment. And then when the clouds part and the sun comes down, just everyone's like,
the cheer had to have been so incredibly loud when you finally saw the sun come through.
Yes, but people weren't awake that long. I kid you not. And I'm sure you got some people watching stories. We can tell those in the next segment. I'll just say this. I saw a couple, probably like in their 20s, and again, 4-hour weather delay. People have been drinking for that long. They were already drinking before because they were planning on a noon race. It turned into a 4 o'clock race. And so the race now goes from 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock. So this was an all-day affair. And now it's hot and people were drunk all day anyway. I saw a couple on the ground spooning as if they were in bed, just laying in the mud.
Oh my gosh.
Asleep.
Just calling it.
Are we sure?
People, I've never in my life seen so many people just straight up sleeping in public.
In the mud, too.
Yes.
Not anything comfortable.
Some in their
just
chairs.
Straight dirt.
I mean, some people had chairs. But
okay.
The one year that I went to, and so hopefully you had a little bit of a more tame crowd. We'll talk about that and more next. The Memorial's coming up. Jacob Reimer's here. Isaiah Jacobs here. Cole Bartemus is here. And this is contributing to Rothman and Ice's rating. So, stick around with us right here on 97.1 The Fan.
Whatever you're doing right now, just know that Bo Bishop is enjoying a sip of bourbon. Even if this promo is playing in the morning, no judgment.
Ah, sweet morning drinking.
The Fan.
Family owned and operated. It isn't all sunshine and rainbows. This is Dennis Sullivan, president of Care Heating and Cooling. Here's something you don't hear admitted very often. When you run a business with your family, you don't always get along with them. We argue, we debate, we have real conversations about the decisions that we make. But at Care, every conversation comes back to our priorities, doing right by our employees and our customers. Because when you treat your team like family, they take better care of the families they serve. And when you treat your customers the way you want your own family treated, trust follows. That mindset doesn't always maximize short-term profits, but it builds something better, long-term relationships. Today, more and more local companies are being bought by venture capital firms, where maximizing profits often leads to a sales-first mentality. Care is still family-owned and locally operated, so we can keep people, not profits, at the center of every decision. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING when you need a company you can trust.
All right, if you're planning that summer road trip, before you load up and hit the highway, make sure your vehicle is ready for that journey. At your main Honda of Dublin, you can count on same-day service to get you road trip ready. From oil changes to inspections, it's quick, easy, and done right. So you can drive with confidence wherever the summer takes you. No stress, no delays, just smooth sailing. Stop by Germain Honda of Dublin, just south of 270 on Sawmill Road, or schedule your service anytime at germainhondaofdublin.com.
Turn up the heat on your savings and earn up to 3.75% APY until April 2027 with a high-rate money market account during Kemba Financial Credit Union's limited-time Summer Boost Special. This high-earning, no-nonsense account will put your cash to work while you're living your best summer. Offer expires July 31st, 2026. Visit Kemba.org. Restrictions apply. Advantage status and $5,000 minimum balance required to obtain APY. Max $1 million. APY equals annual percentage yield. Federally insured by NCUA.
Two guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same two guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Is it time to renew your Medicaid coverage? Don't miss out. When you renew your AmeriHealth Caritas Ohio benefits on time, you keep more than just your health care. You keep your extra perks too. That means doctor visits, dental, vision, plus extra benefits like school supply funds, baby essentials, rewards for health trivia games, and more. Don't risk losing the coverage and extras your family counts on. Visit AmeriHealthCaritasOH.com/renew today. That's AmeriHealthCaritasOH.com/renew.
I'm Tracy Townsend, anchor at 10 TV News This Morning. This community is my home, and it means everything to me. I care deeply about the stories we bring you each day, especially the ones that truly impact your life, from women's health and advocacy to the decisions happening at the State House. My goal is simple: help you feel informed and connected, because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to 10 TV News This Morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
When it's time to ask life's biggest question, make sure your ring says it all. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar, and we've been helping couples say yes for over 78 years. From brilliant cuts to better prices, the quality and selection of our diamonds is unmatched. Because diamonds aren't just our business, they're our legacy. Visit us at Diamond Cellar on Sawmill Road or Easton Town Center and learn more at diamondcellar.com. Bigger diamonds, better prices, guaranteed.
Want to protect our planet? The air we breathe, water we drink, and land we share? Real progress begins with birds. Yes, birds. The very ones we see and hear every day. On a walk, in the park, or simply out the window. That's because birds are more than birds. They're symbols, sentinels that reveal the health of our planet and our people. And by helping them thrive, all of us thrive as well. Audubon is a place where birds matter, where habitats are protected, where communities are engaged, and where change takes flight. Because at Audubon, hope begins with birds. Progress begins with birds. It all begins with birds. Audubon.
All your favorite fan shows are on YouTube, along with those fake YouTube ads like Chew This Gum and It Grows New Teeth. Experience the splendor of Bo sitting in his closet, Timmy Hall's gouty gold chains, and Matty Ice wearing a coat in 90-degree weather. It's all there. Head to YouTube and subscribe today. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Things are looking better for the afternoon compared to what we had this morning, as partly cloudy skies are here for the rest of the day. Comfortable high temperatures in the upper 70s. Partly cloudy skies tonight. Some patchy fog is a possibility. Shouldn't be as widespread or thick as what we had this morning, though. Upper 50s for a low. Then for Tuesday, we'll see a partly cloudy sky overall with highs back in the lower 80s. For the Fan, I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Justin Gertz.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.
Weekday mornings at 9.
The Fan. Throw another burger on the grill for me. You're listening to Fan Sports Memorial Day.
I am wound up. I got to settle down. I'm excited to be here. This is going to be a fun show. We know about like 70% of what we're going to talk about, maybe. And then 30%, we'll figure it out when we get there. It's going to be great. So we were telling stories in the first segment about the time that I went to the Indy 500 the first time because it was so disastrous. And I'm sure Zeke was there a couple years ago because there was a 4-hour weather delay.
It is crazy that you guys could have been there at the same exact time.
I know. You ever think about that? Like,
yeah. And like you guys hadn't even met yet.
We could have crossed paths. We could have like walked right past each other.
Yeah.
And who even knows?
I could have walked into the porta potty right after Cole did.
Yeah, exactly.
You could have held the door for me.
Exactly. You never know where you could have crossed
Would
paths.
he have really held the door? I don't think he would have.
I don't know.
Where's Rebecca from?
What do you mean? Like where she grew up?
Yeah.
Lancaster.
Okay, and you're from Circle. Okay, so you probably wouldn't have crossed paths. But you ever think about that? Like with your lady?
We did we did have our high schools were in the same division, same conference.
Okay, so she could have
she cheered while I was playing basketball, but we didn't think about like any of that. Like now she was like, because she's 2 years older than me. She was like on varsity and stuff while I was still like, playing JV. She's 2 years older than me. So yes, like there is that part where our paths could have crossed.
It's still the Rothman and Ice time slot, by the way. So.
Why? How is that a gong? Because she's older than me.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, like, same.
I mean, hey, my lady's older than me. Sorry.
I think when you're younger, it's a flex.
Yeah.
Well, once you're in adulthood, you're in the same bracket.
Yeah,
so it's all the same.
That's fair. Yeah,
Once you get older.
Technically, a year and a half.
You met her in college, so at the time, that was a flex.
While she was cheering for our basketball team.
Where'd you two meet?
I must have done something to impress.
Good old Outer Inn. You guys ever been there?
Oh my God!
You ever been there?
Have I ever been? Yeah. Honestly, not. I say that like I've been there a million times. No, but I know what it is. Yes, and I've been there before.
On a game day, good old Buckeyes. You can always count on the Buckeyes.
That's
a fact.
So, what was the lead-in?
Well,
what was the line?
She was with somebody that I knew, so I kind of got introduced through friends. So it was a pretty easy conversation.
Wait, didn't you say something like, he's told me the story before, and I remember it like halfway. Something about how like the first date was awkward, or like something happened on the first date, and I forget.
So essentially what happened was when we initially met the first time, I talked to her a bunch at Outer Inn. And then we both like went our separate ways. We followed each other on Instagram, but we didn't like start texting or going on more dates. And then we matched on Hinge after that, after we'd already met. And I just sent her a message on there. And then for our very first date,
you took her to Outer Inn.
No, we did not go to Outer Inn. We haven't been back in a while, thankfully. But when we went out, I was talking about all the things that we talked about at Outer Inn, how I had such a great time. She's like, to be honest, like, I barely remember meeting you.
Oh.
I was like, gosh, made a great impression, huh?
Well, but sometimes you got a second opportunity.
But she did know that we talked there. And that's how we initially met. But I think I remember the altercation a lot more vividly than she does.
Altercation?
The conversation. The conversation between the two of us. But she was apparently not very impressed the first time we met.
Well, look.
But impressed enough. Come on.
You got
She's got a rock on her hand now, so it all works out.
That's true.
That's just funny to think about, you know? Like when you...
I slid in the DMs.
Really?
I did.
Good for you. That doesn't seem like a move that you would do.
Took a shot.
There are some guys though.
We were aware of each other, not like officially met, but like we'd had like similar classes, like to where like I would be coming out of my class and then like she'd be like coming into the classroom after
That's
me.
that cheerleader.
Yeah.
That's that cheerleader who hit a 3 in front of in high school.
You stared at her every day she went to class. I guess I was the guy looking at her every day when she was walking into class.
Yeah.
We all know guys though. And I don't think I don't think you'd be the creepy one, but we all know guys who...
I hope I wouldn't be the creepy one.
Are kind of like, they lay low, they have good personalities, they're cool, and like they seem like good people, but then like you hear stories from girls and they're like, yeah, like that dude was like acting weird around me. Like just... You know, guys who may be like socially awkward.
Yeah.
And like to you as the guy, you interpret that, oh, like my buddy's like, he's just kind of innocent, you know?
Yeah.
But then you hear girls talk about them and like they get kind of like weirded out and you're like, really? From him? Like I wouldn't have expected that.
Yeah.
But then, and so like, I don't think you being a DM slider, I don't think that, like, I wouldn't peg you as that because I know you. And I mean, look, I guess we all like different single than we do when we're, you know, with our significant others. So I guess now, like, you could be more tame because back then you're like, I'm looking for somebody.
Yeah.
And so you might have to slide into DM. And if it works, then who gives a damn?
I think for me, like I was just like when it came to like first meeting girls and women, like I was very shy about that. And so like I think like that for me doing it that way was, I guess, kind of my preferred way. I don't know.
Hiding behind a screen, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the DMs is tough, though, because it has the stigma of, oh, he slid in my DMs.
Because we had followed each other, and she claims that, like, she was, like, waiting for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, why do you say claims like you don't believe it?
Because like, that's what she says. She also says that she followed me first, and I didn't.
If she follows you first.
And I didn't follow her back, but then she unfollowed me because I didn't follow her back. And I never got that follow notification because I mean, I would have followed her back if I saw it.
It's so funny how that works, though, with guys and girls in that sort of setting where it's like, you know, Like if a girl so much as follows you first, or just like takes the slightest initiative.
Yeah.
Like you're like, this girl hasn't liked my post before, but she liked this one.
Yeah.
Like, does that mean something?
She totally wants me.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so it's like
she's all over me.
Part of that is delusion that some guys have, but part of that
delusion.
is also like part of it's not though. And so it is
because
she followed me first. Why was she thinking about it?
It might be her sending a message without sending a message.
I know. And so that's the gamble though, like when you're single, is that
it's
like you don't know how to read anything because you know what you want, but you only know your perspective on it. And so it's just funny to hear that. And so it's nice to hear that you were a Hinge guy and you were a DM slider, and it's like, hey man, there's multiple ways to spin the story, but both of your ladies have diamonds on their hands. So you know what?
Yes,
it all worked out.
Hey, shoot or shoot, man.
Was the crowd at the Indy 500 tame-ish this year, relatively speaking, of course?
I would say no, not tame whatsoever. I saw 2 people getting gurneyed out. A little bit too many drinks.
Gurneyed out?
I only knew. The first one I saw from afar. I was like, oh man, some guy passed out. They're getting him out of here. The second one was because I was walking along and the guys, apparently I was in the way. And the gurney guys who are carrying a human being in the little gurney just start screaming at me. They're like, checkerboard, out of the way.
Checkerboard. Did you see his pictures with his overalls?
Can you please tell us what your outfit was?
I wore the
put a picture on the YouTube?
The checkerboard overalls. And so checkerboard, that was fair, but I just spun around because
he had one strap undone too, letting the pack hang out like it's a toga party.
Was there anything underneath the overalls?
I did have. I had underwear on. It was a hot day.
I'm about to say you were wearing half white.
I had a shirt on in the beginning of the day, but second half of the day, I took the shirt off because it was so hot. We just did the overalls, but it made for a fun day. But yes, 2 people getting gurneyed out, so that's pretty on par for the Indy 500. Obviously, like a million drunk people, as you guys can imagine. I will say, and I don't know if Cole, you had a similar experience. I left before the end of the race.
So he had to be back for this.
You know what I did though? Yeah, exactly. What we did though. We stayed the entire race. I left the group 20 laps in. After I'd seen we were at turn 3, and I'm like, okay, I've seen the cars come by, zoom, 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 whoosh, I got that. And so then I just gave myself a tour of the entire infield. I left for an hour and a half just walking around.
Just walking around by yourself.
Yes.
Just a guide checking out random things.
Yeah, that's how I wouldn't have known that there was a concert if I didn't go walk over to the concert and be like, what's going on?
So you were just standing there vibing to the concert by yourself.
No. Do you need wristbands to get into the concert area?
You do, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have that.
Okay, so you couldn't go to the concert.
Yeah, but
I was watching from afar.
Exactly. And so just,
it's tough.
Taking in what I can take in.
You were the Squidward meme looking out the window with SpongeBob and Patrick running.
Exactly. I didn't want to be in there, dude. I kid you not. I saw somebody who was there for the EDM. They were the EDM crowd. You could tell by what they were wearing. Like I said, fishnets on the legs. Yeah. I swear to God, there was a girl not wearing anything below the waist.
Oh, lovely.
No, it wasn't.
That was sarcasm.
All right, dude. That was such a turnoff in the most
I'm sure
reverse psychology way possible.
I don't want to see that either.
It was this is you are a gross human being. Hey, we got to be good on time today because these ratings count. We got Ryan Day comments on the college football playoffs coming up next. Keep it here. Fan Sports Memorial Day.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn, skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
Get it.
Memorial Day is coming.
Yes, it's a day we honor and mourn all the military personnel who died while serving our country.
Yeah, Memorial Day is definitely mostly about that.
Jerry, I've never heard of anything else we're supposed to remember on Memorial Day.
I'm not saying we're supposed to, but there is one other thing I always remember on Memorial Day.
Really?
Get Eco.
I always remember to get my AC serviced because air conditioner season starts right after Memorial Day.
And you bring this up because?
I've invented a new offer, and I think people will like it.
Okay, tell me.
For just $99, we go to people's houses and wash the outside coils properly. It makes a huge difference.
And we'll test the whole system to make sure that nothing went bad during the winter when it wasn't being used.
Can we do that for just $99?
I've decided we're going to just do it for $89.
Get Eco.
Positive thinking plumbers, electrifying electricians, and $89 HVAC technicians.
Have a great Memorial Day.
GetEco.com.
Everyone needs to take care of their mental health, even running back Bijan Robinson.
When I'm on the field and feeling the pressure, I usually just take a deep breath. When I'm just breathing and seeing what's in front of me, everything just slows down. It just makes me feel great before I run the play.
Just like Bijan, we all need a strong mental game on and off the field. Make a game plan for your mental health at loveyourmindplaybook.org.
Love your mind.
Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Foundation, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, and the Ad Council.
All the Ohio State conversation you can handle. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Your Ohio State flagship station. The Fan. Even on a national holiday, we're still flapping our gums. You're listening to Fan Sports Memorial Day.
I wouldn't do this. Yankee Doodle welcomes us back.
That. I love that.
Electric guitar version. I can't even focus, man. I'm so excited to be here with you guys.
You didn't even have any caffeine or anything?
No. I not a big coffee drinker. Although, speaking of Memorial Day, I think I'd be a better American if I had a coffee addiction. I think it's a very American thing to have. Now, I don't think it'd help me, but I feel like I'd fit in.
I didn't have my normal coffee this morning.
I've never been about fitting in, though.
Because I went on a run this morning for the first time in years.
Oh.
Just voluntarily.
Isaiah, let me tell you something. When Jacob Reimer, and look, we've all been in these phases. You know what story I'm going to tell, too. We've all been in these phases where it's like, man, I've been working out much lately. Like, I got to get into gear. So we all, like, every couple months, every human being does this. Like, you set the goals for yourself. I have been hitting the goals. Gotta be better about this. And just, you pick an activity. I want to go to the gym more. I want to walk more. I want to run more.
I know where you're going now.
I know. So, Reimer lived in Lancaster. Reimer lived in Lancaster at the time. I also have to get YouTube off of my computer because I'm watching myself and it's distracting me. So, Reimer lived in Lancaster at the time, but he just moved to Plain City. He's on house number 2, and I'm still apartment living, so he's way ahead of me in life.
Yeah.
Even though I'm older than him.
Don't hate on me too
by
much.
a little bit. But, yeah, so Isaiah's the oldest, then me, then you. But we're all within like a year of each other. But when you lived in Lancaster, you lived near what you called mountains.
Mount Pleasant or Rising Park.
Okay, so it has a title, so I guess it is a mountain.
Yeah.
And so Reimer told me that because he just had a kid, and so, you're kind of landlocked at the house. Like, you can't really go anywhere. So he's like, man, I got to...
Maybe do some workouts at home, whatnot. Exactly.
And so he's like, man, I got to get better. So he's like, I think I'm going to walk my dog up the mountain. He's like, I'm going to start hiking that mountain more. And I asked him, like, 3 months. We didn't talk about this for like 3 months. I'm like, hey, have you been walking Luke up the mountain? He goes, once.
And I think that was it.
Yeah.
Because I said this because we moved closer to where the mountain was. And so, like, it's easier. It's an easier drive there. And I'm like, yeah, I'll just hop Luca in the car and we'll take walks up the mountain, get some exercise like that. And yeah, I think it just happened.
Take walk up the mountain.
I think it just happened
Singular.
that one time.
Yeah. But we've all done that. We've all, been locked in for a day. And then all of a sudden
I got to the bottom of the mountain and looked up the trail and I was like, not doing it today.
But you said to Isaiah in the brain, we'll get to Ryan Day at some point, I promise you. We got 3 hours and 40 minutes.
I can make this quick.
Noon to 3:40. No, tell the story. We got 3 hours and 40 minutes. Like, we got time. So we'll have plenty to talk about. We'll have AFC North stuff to talk about. Did Todd Monken and Myles Garrett meet at the basketball game? Because if they haven't, they still haven't met each other.
Shook hands for the first time. No, I don't think they did.
Oh, okay. Wait, did they actually shake hands for the first time?
No. I don't think they've met yet, still.
I'm half in, half out on the NBA playoffs. We'll talk about the NBA playoffs. We'll talk about to whatever degree Aaron Rodgers is my quarterback. We'll talk about him. We'll talk about Joe Burrow just in passing, mentioning that the Bengals are the Super Bowl, are going to be the Super Bowl champions.
Yeah.
So we'll have AFC North stuff. We'll have college football stuff. Well, whatever. But in the commercial break, You got in the talk back and said to Isaiah, have you heard the story of my first date with my wife? And he said no.
Because I know I've told you.
Oh, this is a legendary story,
And
though.
yes. And Isaiah just told how he had his first date. So I asked him if I had told him because it is fairly crazy. But I
Which
feel
means
like
you're about to tell the audience.
After I tell you, I feel like it's going to be pretty on par for me. So,
ladies and gentlemen, this lady became his wife.
my now wife, Rebecca Reimer. We were just meeting for the first time, probably talking for like a little less than a month. And we hadn't gotten to hang out yet because we're finishing basketball season in school and whatnot. And I think it got to the point where I was like, man, like I just want to hang out with you. And I had something going on, lunch plans that I couldn't do anything in the afternoon. And so I was like, hey, why don't you just come over for the North Carolina Duke game and watch that with me? I'll come over, pick you up, we'll hang out before the game, we'll watch the game, and I'll take you back home.
Isaiah's face when you first said that looked very disappointed for like 2 seconds, and then he looked like he tried to collect himself to be nice to you.
Yes. So that was my first date with my now wife. That was your first date?
Did she see you exploding for the first time as well that night?
Well, they won
that
the
could
game,
be multiple
thankfully.
things.
It was the Zion year. It wasn't the shoe blowout. I completely ignored what he said of what you said.
Did you explode for the first time in front of her that night? I mean, dude, your parents were upstairs. Your parents are listening to this. You can't be exploding on your wife on the first date in their basement.
No. So they won the game, thankfully, and then I was in a good mood the rest of the night. Took her home, had a good time. I ended up with the second date.
Huh?
So
worked out.
It worked out. I'm married.
Kind of a risky move, though.
I'm married to her and have a kid. So something worked.
Like the Duke UNC game for the first time. Like if I was watching Ohio State play Michigan and I was meeting a girl for the first time on that day, she would probably think I'm a psycho by the way that I watched the game. So I can't imagine. That's high risk, low reward for me.
I mean, I was like, hey, like this is going to be me. If you want to experience it, why not now?
You talk about baptism by fire.
Yes. Cussing out the television.
I know it's crazy. But I mean, hey, it
You're
worked.
half talking to her, mainly watching the game.
It worked out.
Here's where I'll put you over, though. He did display effort by driving from Circleville to Lancaster to pick her up, driving her back to Circleville to watch the game with him, and then doing the down and back another time to take her home.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. You got to pick her up.
Exactly.
Pick her up on the date. You get some chat time in the car.
Now, in hindsight, looking back on it,
can I pick you up to come back to my place?
I easily could have just been like, hey, let's go grab some dinner before the game. And then we went and ate. And then I took her back home. And then I went home and watched the game.
There is not a female on this planet who would want a second date with me if our first date was me watching a Notre Dame football game.
I know.
Not a female on the planet.
I honestly, hand up, like, I hate it. I hate that I did that. I feel bad for her that was our first date.
No, dude, you got motion, dude. It worked.
I guess it worked out.
I think, like, that has to be, like, that's how much she liked you.
I guess so.
Only you could say, hey, want to come watch me watch Duke versus North Carolina and then want a second date after that?
Yeah.
And she said yes. And then she said, I want to marry you and have a kid with you. Like, dude, that's a flex.
I know, but I still feel bad that was our first date.
You didn't feel bad then.
It wasn't anything romantic or anything like that. Like, it was...
You didn't take her out to dinner or do, like, the normal thing that most people do.
Yeah.
Go and get food.
All right, so, like...
But is that not on par for me? Just
it is completely
you
on
want to
par.
come watch a college basketball game
100% on par. But, like, for me, Eden would... She hates when I'm watching sports around her.
She's like, you need to calm down. Which sport would be the craziest? The one of, like, you can't watch me watch Cavs, Guardians, Browns, Buckeyes. Which one would be like, you can't watch me watch this?
Oh, probably either. I mean, it would have to be Ohio State.
Gotcha.
If it was like Ohio State, high-intensity game, either that one or the Browns disappointing me. But for the Browns, I'm so used to them letting me down. Like, Sundays are pretty tame now for me. But Ohio State, obviously, they don't really let me down very often. So.
Imagine I ask her to come over and watch Hofstra and Quinnipiac.
I'd kill you, dude. I'd kill you for doing that to somebody else. I don't even know what to say. Yeah, we got a couple minutes. We can do this. I'm going to judge who had the better proposal. You first.
I did a scavenger hunt around Lancaster to a bunch of significant spots in our relationship.
That's romantic. She probably picked up very quickly. This is ending in a proposal, but that's okay.
I proposed at a covered bridge behind OU Lancaster.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it like you did she walk up to it and she knew?
It was actually a long trail to get back there. So the last clue was to go to the front of OUL, and I had a picture frame with a blindfold and was now put this blindfold on and come let's have a picture to put in this frame. Basically, I don't remember how I worded it. And her sister and her now husband was driving her around Lancaster to all these spots. And so then her sister walked her back and up to me at the bridge. So then she took her blindfold off, and I'm there on a knee.
Excellent.
I mean,
that's good work, Reimer.
Did she see it coming?
There was restaurants that I called and was like, hey, I'm planning to propose to my girlfriend, and this was a significant spot in our relationship. Can I leave a clue for you guys at the front table? And they were like, yeah.
Nice.
Jeez, that was a lot of work. Good job, Reimer.
Well, it sounds like I'm picking Reimer for best proposal in this show.
That makes up for the first date, doesn't it?
There you go.
Yes, it does.
Mine was just we did it on the beach of my childhood vacation spot. So down at my grandma's house in Florida where we always vacationed. I went down for the sunrise with myself, E, and then my brother Jaden. Jaden took all the pictures for us, but I surprised her down there on the beach. So nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
Did they have their nails done? I know it's a big thing with the ladies on proposal day.
I know it was fresh after a hair appointment, and I think that she did get her nails done
nailed
too.
It, dude.
Yeah.
Eden did not have her nails done.
Jacob wins.
And she didn't have makeup on. She was
Jacob really wins.
But I wanted it to be a surprise. And she claimed afterwards, this is the crazy part. She claimed, I kind of had a feeling you were going to propose.
No, you didn't.
You had a feeling I was going to propose, but didn't put on any kind of nails.
It just makes me think of that video that I see every once in a while of the girl out on a ledge with her boyfriend, and she turns to the rest of the family and goes, "I'm wearing sweatpants."
That's the exact same situation. It was one of those mornings we woke up early and she's like, should I do my makeup and put on a cute outfit? I'm like, well, we'll probably get pictures if you want to.
You should have said yes.
But I didn't want to give it away.
Yeah,
I like that you wanted it to be a surprise, though, because that does get hard as it goes. So I hear. What do I know? We're not going to do an entire show of improv. I promise you. We will talk about Ryan Day's thoughts on the college football playoffs. In the second hour, we'll get to the NBA. They're offering us actually a lot right now. The Cavaliers certainly, and Isaiah's going to blow a gasket in that segment. We got games. We got Adam King at 2:30 on the phone, which means it's going to be less fun than I thought it was going to be. If it was going to be in studio, it'll wound him up like crazy. But it'll be a little bit more tame and a little bit more professional. But we got so much coming for you. Ryan Day's thoughts coming up next. Keep it here, Fan Sports Memorial Day.
We're the girthiest radio station in the history of radio. Uncomfortably girthy. This promo is uncomfortable. The Fan, Ohio's girth destination.
Hey friends, Beamer here, and wow, time really does fly by. Last year feels like 2024. 10 weeks ago feels like yesterday. That's how quick Reclaim by Awaken 180 is and feels. 10 weeks to do what took you 5. 10 years to pile up the weight. 40 pounds gone in 10 weeks. That's what I did. That's what Awaken 180 Reclaim was built for. And I'm telling you, when that kind of weight comes off, life starts feeling a little bit different very fast. Your clothes fit differently, you move differently, you carry yourself differently. Even walking into a room feels different when you're not thinking about your weight before anything else. That's why Reclaim by Awaken 180 makes so much sense to me. It gives you a simple 10-week plan with a real beginning, a real end, and a real finish line. Not someday, not I'll figure it out. 10 weeks to finally go after it and achieve it. And the best part, keeping it off with free support for life. I did it, so you can definitely do it. Reclaim by Awaken 180. Start today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
May the savings be with you at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, lease a new 2060 Elantra SE for $59 per month for 2 years. Just $59 a month for the May Mega Sale. This month only. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit, $39.95 down plus tax title first month payment. 7,500 miles per year and 6-1.
What John Smiley, Chairman and CEO, wants you to know about First Bank of Central Ohio.
Our competitive advantage is the number of years we've been in Central Ohio and the fact that we're able to make decisions here locally that make sense for the client. At the end of the day, it's the ability for us to say, okay, what can we do to make your banking easier for you?
Experience what it's like to be first at fbcentralohio.com. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
My name is Emma. I am 13 years old. 6 years ago, I was injured in a car accident that left me paralyzed from the waist down. Once I completed rehab, my mom applied for a canine companion service dog. Last January, I finally got to meet my service dog, Marcia. We quickly developed a very strong bond. Together, we go to my horseback riding lessons, school band practice, swim meets, and archery classes. Together, we pick vegetables, and we like to cut flowers. I love Marcia. She makes me feel like together we can do anything. I can't imagine life without her. She's a part of the family. We are just one of the thousands of teams Canine Companions has paired together over the past 50 years. With your help, we can continue for another 50. Visit canine.org to see the many ways you can change lives.
I can tell that we are gonna be friends.
Sun, splashes, and non-stop fun await at Zoombezi Bay.
Get your season pass for unlimited thrills,
including our all-new conservation tower. Buy now at ZoombeziBay.com.
When you're craving scratch-made food, 29-degree draft beer, and the best seat in the house for every game, there's only one place to go. Twin Peaks. From juicy burgers and smoked in-house wings to those ice-cold brews served by the friendliest team around, Twin Peaks is your ultimate sports lodge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you never miss a moment. So grab your crew and head to Twin Peaks, where the views are great, the food hits hard, and the beer is always colder than your ex's heart.
Common Man and Timmy. Voted America's dumbest show by Marconi voters. Common Man is a Columbus radio legend. And by legend, I mean it's a miracle he hasn't been fired yet. And Timmy is, well, Timmy will complain about anything and everything. And he kind of looks like a woman. Giggity, giggity, giggity. So there's that. Common Man and Timmy.
Sponsored by Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on The Fan.
Guess which store is celebrating their 50th anniversary, and you'll get up to $180 off sets of Goodyear tires.
Oh, is it the one with the annoying jingle?
Did your HVAC struggle through this rough winter? When it comes to your home comfort, trust the local experts at Columbus Worthington Air. Right now, you can save up to $2,000 on a new HVAC system with our trade-in allowance program. At CWA, we treat your home like it's our own, with safe, reliable service backed by our exceptional service guarantee. Columbus Worthington Air and Bryant Heating and Cooling. Whatever it takes. Visit CWAOhio.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 47543.
Last year, Eric Reeser and T-Bone staged the first annual Fan 5K. People had a good time and no one died. So we decided to do it all again. It all goes down Saturday, June 20th in Otterbein.
Presented by the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center.
Will Reeser's muscular calves explode? Will T-Bone's beard choke him while running? More importantly, will Tyvus, Common Man, and Timmy make total fools of themselves? Maybe. Magic 8 Ball says signs point to yes. Register today at 971therace.com. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. I hope you're not working because we barely are.
We're going to get to work immediately.
You're listening to Fan Sports Memorial Day.
I love this country.
Yeah. Heck yeah. There we go. I'd like to be in this segment for apologizing to the entire Reimer family for some of my behavior in the previous segment. Oh, my gosh.
I pride myself and think of myself as a man of faith. As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run. I don't know if I'm going to be putting on this headset again.
I hope you're having fun at the zoo today. All right, so
they are. The flamingos are out.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Are the clouds out too, though?
I think so. I think it's maybe a little overcast.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, I don't know about you guys and well, I mean, you're on one particular show, the Buckeye show, most prominently, although you fill in around the clock when holes need filled. Isaiah just the same. So it's like you guys all kind of have a hand in everything, but like
we're utility guys.
Exactly.
What are you?
The exact apparently limited is based on the tone of voice that you just said. What are you in?
He's a sharpshooter. He's good. He's good at that one thing.
I got one.
He's got it.
Why? Because I'm white.
Fits the mold.
Moving on. I don't know about you guys, but like the conversation about the college football playoff and potential expansion has kind of just been building upon itself. A couple weeks ago we had the AFCA, the American Football Coaches Association, probably.
They
were advocating for playoff expansion. Earlier in the week, Ryan Day had comments about it. We can play his comments in just a second. But like this has been the talk of certainly the last week, and it just keeps going. And so I guess we can lead this off here with Ryan Day's audio. By the way, pretty cool that this interview was with the Lantern, which is like the student newspaper, and they have a digital platform and a YouTube channel, and all that stuff. And so like pretty cool for like college students to be face-to-face interviewing Ryan Day.
Yeah.
And then have Yahoo Sports write articles about it and then have us talk about it.
Yeah.
So
like it's everybody.
I know.
It out.
And like when you're a college student. So pretty cool for them. Forget the name of the kid who performed this interview, but just imagine him on the other side of the desk.
Shout out to him.
Yeah. Just imagine a college student on the other side of this desk talking to Ryan Day. And here's what Ryan Day was saying to him.
Now, that being said about the playoffs, right now it's at 12. I do think it makes sense to go to 16. I think once we go to 16 now, there's no buys. So everybody's playing, for all 4 weeks. I think it's good because I think it's good for the sport. I think it's good for fan engagement, for the other colleges to be in it, because I think the bowl games have their challenges right now. But there's a lot of give and take there, as we all know. And so we just started this 12-team playoff, and immediately people want to start talking about, we'll go to 16, let's go to 24, which I think there's all good reasons to do that. I think with so much change going on in college football, it's important to make sure that we make some decisions and then work through it for a couple of years and then go from there, as opposed to continually changing things year after year after year in a time where there's so much change already.
All right, he said in there it's good for the sport. I disagree with that. I think it's good for, I guess I'm just going to say what he said then. So he's not entirely wrong. It's good for the people involved in the sport. I don't think it's good for the sport as a whole.
Yeah.
Because I consider the sport as a whole to include the people watching it, and also, and some people may think this is corny, but this is stuff that I care about, preserving the history of the sport.
Yeah.
Because I think that the exclusivity of college football has been something that has separated itself. You have a million sports leagues, and there are a million ways to run a league. And one of the ways to do it is to be as cutthroat and as exclusive as college football has been. Now you're going to the same thing that the NFL is creeping towards 16. They just expanded from 12 to 14. And the NBA and the NHL have had the 16 blind. Now the NBA is expanding even more with
they have play-ins, yeah.
So it's
NCAA tournament expansions and more play-in games and stuff.
Exactly. So I understand that he feels that it's good for the other schools to be involved in this, and in that sense is good for the sport. I don't know why he cares about that, to be honest with you. And the cynic would say he doesn't really, unless because it does. I don't think he cares about other programs. I think it's the whole rising tide lifts all boats thing. It's the whole, if you get more Big Ten teams in there, that's more revenue for the conference that they all have to share. But initially, and he didn't, I don't think he said in that quote specifically 16 versus 24, but the general notion that we all are hearing is that the Big Ten wants 24, the SEC wants 16. And so
the 16 is interesting because I hadn't thought about that of you would all then just go 1 versus 16, 2 versus 15, and it would look just like a regional in the NCAA tournament, and then you would just be the Elite Eight would be the national championship for college football, which I don't mind that, because then you're just feeding it down. But no, I'm with you on expansion. I'm not liking it, just because you're setting it up and you're sending a message to where being mediocre is okay. You're going to have 4 lost teams in this thing and have a shot at winning a national championship if they make a Cinderella type run. And it's just, getting by through the season is seeming to be okay then. We don't like it's not going to affect Ohio State at all. So like if you want more Big Ten teams in it, sure, it's more money for the conference, but why not just kind of zero in on you and it be more money for you if you're one of the only Big Ten teams in this thing?
Yeah, and Isaiah, I don't think this is also good for Ohio State. I think Ohio State fans think this is because the more you expand the playoffs, it's like the floor gets lowered, and Ohio State's floor is already so high. And so it creates this gap between where Ohio State's capable of falling to and how many teams are going to make the playoffs. So it's like, wow, Ohio State's going to make the playoffs every single year.
They should.
But, yeah, and that's cool to say, but... And this is starting to turn into a weird thing of like just saying you made the play. And I saw something on X recently, and I didn't clip it off. I don't even remember who said it or what they said, to be honest with you. But I just my takeaway from this is like everybody's just kind of treating like the fact that I can say that we're a playoff team is a big deal. I don't really think that much. And Ohio State in particular, with how good they are, even if they do need a buffer, once every 15 years. Like how many times has Ohio State gone 8-4 in the last 15 years? Honest to goodness. So
maybe the one time with Fickle when they went 6-6.
Yeah, I guess, but they wouldn't even made that. So yeah, basically what I'm saying is this isn't really changing the course of history for Ohio State, which means that most years you're giving everybody else an extra opportunity. And you're giving them extra mulligans to then have to go beat Ohio. You're giving all these schools a second chance to beat Ohio State, basically. I don't think that actually lends itself well to Ohio State, even though they could say, hey, we're going to make the playoffs every single year.
And my question to any Ohio State fan that would be for this is I feel like throughout the regular season, obviously we all know it's going to mean less, but when the goalpost gets shifted, Ohio State obviously is expected to make the playoffs every single year. So does their season start in December now? Like, does it really start in November? Like, will it be an October start? Or when are people going to really check in to Ohio State? I mean, obviously they're going to
be like college basketball, where people check in after football season.
Exactly. That's the point of these big non-conference games, like against Texas. You got Alabama coming up. It's a reason to be locked in September when you have those big time matchups against other top tier programs to have.
And I know, like, you think about the NBA playoffs for Cavs fans, like, they are not impressed until maybe the Cavs win a series or get to the Eastern Conference Finals or get wherever your goalpost for them is. For Ohio State, many a years, it was, okay, we need to get into the playoff, and then hopefully we're chasing a national championship, right? The process to get into the playoff was, okay, we need to win all of our regular season games during the season. Now that we just essentially know Ohio State will get into a 24-team playoff at the end of the season, the road to getting there is no longer a road. It's an expectation.
And to what you were saying about like, oh, awesome, we made the 24-team playoff. Like, for some programs, like no shot at Illinois, but like we've got them on the prep sheet with Brett Bielema and what he's had to say about it. But that's awesome. That's great for them. It used to be if you're getting in the top 4 competing for a national championship, you're elite in the 14 playoff. 12 team, you can kind of say the same, like, oh yeah, like awesome. We're one of the 12 best teams in college football. I don't feel that way with 24. Yeah. It's like for Ohio State, you need to be inside. If you are not one of the top 24 teams in the country, then there's something going on. That's the same thing about basketball. If you're not in the field of 76 now, there's a problem.
All right, I think this is also going to have a direct effect on the Ohio State-Michigan game. I'll tell you exactly what that is. We're 1 hour down. Jacob Reimer's halfway through his burrito, and we are here on 97.1 The Fan.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
When sudden illness or injury strike, Ohio State offers 3 types of urgent care to meet any of your needs. From traditional urgent care to our specialized orthopedic urgent care for activity-related injuries and advanced urgent care for more serious injury and illness. Our experts treat everything from broken bones to ear infections and colds and flu. Ohio State Urgent Care. This is world-class care.
When you are a member of Tel-Ohio, your money works harder for you. Lock in 4% APY on a 24-month CD and watch your savings grow with a credit union built for its members. Visit telohio.org to learn more.
Federally insured by NCUA. Membership open to anyone in Ohio. Restrictions apply.
Hey, it's Common Man. Everybody's talking about affordability these days, but the good news is you'll find hundreds of vehicles that fit your budget at GoGermain.com. Drive home in a new sedan starting at just $139 a month. New SUVs from only $189 a month, or a truck for as low as $329. Plus, choose from over 1,700 new and pre-owned vehicles, all priced under $30K, and it's only at GoGermain.com. And with their $1,000 price promise, no one's going to sell you a car for less. Go see my friends today. GoGermain.com.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Thanks. Is oil marked down?
Save up to $15 when you buy 5 quarts and a filter.
And fuel treatment?
2 for $9 on Lucas.
Brake pads?
Marked down to free.
Free?
Get free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 Duralast rotors.
That's several markdowns.
For many more miles.
Get in the zone,
AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
When it comes to your roof, there's really one team to call, Newman Roofing. From the first call to the final nail, our team of professionals will be there every step of the way, answering any questions you have throughout the entire process. So give Newman Roofing a call today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit us online at newmanroofing.com.
Not all dental practices are the same.
Most do a little bit of everything.
Primarily maintenance and teeth cleanings.
But where do you go when you need serious restoration? Who can give you a brand new smile that's comfortable?
At Runyon Dental Group, we are trained experts in restorative dentistry.
Restoration is all we do. We can give you a gorgeous, new, comfortable, healthy smile.
No matter what the condition of your teeth.
Even if you have no teeth, and we can do it comfortably.
Runyon Dental Group.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Isaiah Jacob. In the NBA, the Cavaliers face elimination tonight as they take on the Knicks in Game 4 of their Eastern Conference semifinal series. Cleveland trails 3-0, making tonight a must-win matchup for the Cavs. Last night in the Western Conference, the San Antonio Spurs took down the Oklahoma City Thunder 103-82, tying their series 2-2. In baseball, the Guardians are back in action today at 6:10 as they open a series against the Washington Nationals. Meanwhile, the Reds continue their road trip this afternoon against the Mets. First pitch is set for 4:10 with pregame coverage beginning at 3:40 right here on The Fan. In racing yesterday, Felix Rosenqvist captured the 110th running of the Indianapolis 500 and the closest finish in race history. Driving the number 60 Honda, Rosenqvist edged David Malakis by just 23 thousandths of a second. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
The soundtrack to the unofficial start of summer. You're listening to Fan Sports Memorial Day.
So Illinois head coach Brett Bielema, as you mentioned, he had a quote on this playoff expansion.
Yeah.
He said, this via On 3. Personally, I would love to see as many teams included as humanly possible. It can't go to 64.
Jeez.
I'm not talking about that. I think somebody floated 32 last year or something like that.
It's almost all of college football. It's like half.
Well, listen to these 2 seconds. Hold on.
Sorry.
2 sentences. Listen to these 2 sentences.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. Listen to these 2 sentences back to back. I would love to see as many teams included as humanly possible. It can't go to 64. That's not as many teams as humanly possible.
Why can't it? If you
exactly.
want all teams, why not?
I want as many in as humanly possible, capped at 32. If I ever see the AP poll, thank you for finally catching why that's funny.
Yeah.
If I ever see the AP poll go beyond 25 teams, it's over.
Oh no, it can't.
It's
go.
over.
It can't go.
No, that if we lose that, then we've lost everything.
Mm-hmm.
Then this game has gone to the dogs. All right, so here is...
There's 138 teams in college football in Division I FBS.
Mm-hmm.
So what's that about? That is about half, isn't it? I can't math right now. Todd Father.
Math 64 to 128. So 69 would be the midway point to 138.
I did divided by. My gosh,
I just told you the answer is 69.
No, 138 minus 64 is 74.
I'm saying 69 is the halfway point.
Oh, okay.
Which makes sense because it's also the halfway point between 0 and 138. It's also the halfway point between 64 and 74.
I got you.
Math.
My dad's a math teacher. That's why I asked for help from the Todd Father.
I'm smarter than I look, man. Actually, I'm smarter than I behave is what I should say.
Yes.
My personality and my math skills are polar opposites. I was a grade ahead in math growing up, believe it or not.
Really?
Didn't appreciate the surprise in your voice on that one.
It wasn't a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hey, good for you.
Thank you.
I was in honors stuff in high school.
Yeah. Were you in the National Honor Society?
No, I was not.
Neither was I.
I just missed it.
And I didn't even apply.
Hey.
I was like, what's the point of this?
Twins.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't try. You got rejected, apparently. So
I was just on the outside.
I didn't try, and I'm looking back on it, glad I didn't. Seems like a waste. Meetings for the sake of meetings? No, thanks.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, so here's my theory. I forget who originally floated this concept of the possibility, but this was discussed a couple weeks ago. So somebody out there in the universe of sports suggested that what could happen if we have playoff expansion and then are players going to be sat and rested on rivalry week?
Oh, goodness.
Do you remember who said that?
I don't.
Anybody?
But I remember it.
This was very recently.
It was Greeny.
Greeny, yes.
Oh, on Get Up?
Yes.
Probably.
He floated the idea, and a lot of people thought he was really dumb. And a lot of media people here in Columbus think that that's really dumb for him to suggest that Ohio, and he cited Ohio State and Michigan because that's the most passionate rivalry in college football.
Yeah.
Certainly in that top tier. He floated the idea of it would be a crying shame to have Ohio State and Michigan because, and this also ties into the lack of conference championships if they eliminate those.
Yeah.
And so, because now your final game of the year, it's not like you're going to rest guys for multiple games, but your final game of the year would be Ohio State and Michigan.
If you're secured in the playoff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what Greeny was talking about is the possibility of Ohio State and Michigan, and he was calling this like a doomsday scenario. He wasn't suggesting this as a good idea. He was saying this would be emblematic of the times that we're in with college football and how terrible this would be. About what would happen if you have two teams in the final game of the year who are both guaranteed playoff spots.
Ohio State and Michigan should be.
Exactly. Would, in a 2014 playoff formula,
yes.
Would they be incentivized to rest their starters to make a playoff run? And a lot of people here thought that was just lunacy. And I don't think it's that dumb of a concept, but let me explain, because I already know that there's pushback coming. I think I can convince you guys a little bit. First of all, we saw a not too distant example of this. I do have to kind of rewrite history a little bit to make my point, but JT Barrett did blow out his knee in the Michigan game heading into a playoff.
Yeah.
Now, we all know how it all worked out in the end. Cardale Jones went 3 for 3. They blanked Wisconsin, then they beat Alabama, then they beat Oregon, so it all worked out in the end. But in the event that exact scenario took place in a 2014 playoff against Michigan where they already had a spot locked up, and now it doesn't have, obviously it wouldn't be JT Barrett but this would be, we're talking about something happening in the future. But if you experienced your starting quarter, and it doesn't just have to be Ohio State. I think if this happened anywhere, it would send shockwaves. For example, Jalen Smith blowing out his knee in the Fiesta Bowl started this whole trend of sitting out bowl games, right?
Didn't Carson Beck get hurt in a playoff a few years ago, and that's when Gunnar Stockton kind of started? It was the SEC championship against Texas
game. Yes.
Yeah.
Georgia lost their starting quarterback in the SEC championship game. Georgia lost to Notre Dame.
Lost to Notre Dame.
Exactly. Yeah. And so that's not a too distant example. All it takes, I think, is one person, particularly a starting quarterback, to get knocked out in rivalry week. Look at Florida State a few years ago. Florida State, Jordan Travis breaks his leg. They don't even make it to the playoffs because everyone's just like, oh, well, they're not who they are.
Yeah.
So I don't think we are too far away from the idea that the wrong guy getting injured in college football could inspire everybody to be like, well, our playoff status is so locked up that we have nothing to worry about, so we're really not playing for anything. And that is when I think Ohio State and Michigan, instead of players sitting out of that game, I think it moves off of the final week of the season.
I could see that. I 100% could see that. I understand the argument. It does make a ton of sense because, you see it in the NFL. Like, when you get to week 17 or 18 now, however many weeks they're at, I'm drawing a blank on that. But,
18 weeks, 17 games.
Yes. When they get to that last week, if they're already locked up a playoff spot, there's nothing to play for, they're clinched in, if the Bengals are in, Joe Burrow's not going to be playing. Jamar Chase isn't going to be playing unless there's maybe some kind of incentives on the line. But still, they're most likely going to be sitting. And then it's a question of what means more, winning a national championship or beating your rival. And that was the conversation a few years ago when Ohio State did win the national championship. Would you rather beat Michigan or would you rather win a national championship? And some people were advocating for beating Michigan.
And those people are old. There is a large age gap. There is one variable in particular that divides that group of people who would rather beat Michigan than win it all, and it is age.
Gold pants are nice, but hanging banners is also it's much more nicer than that.
Why beat Michigan when you can just beat everybody?
Exactly. It bothers me because I very easily could see a world of that happening. Some people were saying move it to week 1 of the season.
Yeah, I don't know if I can get down with that.
But then, if you have it as the last week, there are players out there that are dirty. You see it all the time where they may try to take out somebody. And no, there's not a Cardale Jones in the quarterback room that's just ready to step in and run you on a national championship. To win 3 games, you're not playing 3 games anymore, especially in an expanded playoff. You're playing a lot more than that.
Exactly. And NFL, Isaiah, I want your opinion in the next segment. The NFL has rivalry week. Every single team in the NFL is playing a divisional opponent in the final week of the season.
Yeah.
There is not a single person who questions when the starting quarterback of the locked-in 1 seed gets benched for the final week of the season. Yeah. No one questions that.
Yeah.
And so
it all just makes sense.
Yes. It just becomes strategy.
Yeah.
And no one's like, oh, well, we hate the Lions, so why isn't Aaron Rodgers out there beating the Lions?
We've locked up the 1 seed. There's no seeding on the line for us.
Exactly.
We'll just take this week. If we win, great. It's another win to what this season has been. If not, oh well. We're the 1 seed. We got bigger goals in mind, and that's winning a championship.
Now, I don't think players would get sat for the Michigan game because I think they would go to the Big Ten before they even did that and say, hey, we want to have the ability to rest our starters because we're going to have to play 4 or 5 playoff games to win a championship. And if we already have a spot locked up, we don't want to waste all of our ammo on a game that truly doesn't mean that much.
Yeah.
So before, they wouldn't sit anybody for the Michigan game because before they would do that, they would go to the Big Ten and they would say, hey, get this Michigan game off of the final week of the season so that way we can play somebody we don't care about and then sit our starters.
I think that creates an even more, a bigger conversation of what needs to happen with college athletics if we're to the point of where, our playoff spot is locked up. Because I know, what determines that locked up in college football right now is winning your conference. And that doesn't come until you actually win the Big Ten and the Big Ten championship. There's records on the line and everything in NFL that we know what we need to do to secure a playoff spot. I think it creates a whole new conversation of reassembling everything if you're wanting to lock up a spot.
The Ohio State beat hated this segment, but we're right and they're wrong, so who cares? All right, Isaiah's going to respond to this, and we'll have more of this, and Isaiah's going to blow a gasket over the Cavaliers coming up next. Stick around, 97.1 The Fan.
We used to have a billboard with our host's face on it, but only ugly people work here now.
You mama say you ugly, hey!
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Your next getaway is closer than you think at your Columbus Zoo. Baby elephants, playful tigers, hungry giraffes. Explore North America Trek and discover rescued bear cubs, eagles, and more. Plan your visit today at columbuszoo.org.
The Reds are on the radio.
Swung on, crushed, high, deep, left field. There it goes. A 3-run go-ahead blast for A.U. Eugenio Suarez. They're waving around Friedel. Up throwing Anthony. Throw to the plate, not in time. And the Reds walk it off at 11, 6-5.
The quest for October baseball is underway. Hear all the action all season long on your home of the Reds.
Hey folks, it's Austin Ward, and wouldn't this sound nice? Reduced joint pain, improved libido, restful sleep, and lower anxiety. Weight loss may be the goal, but the added benefits by doing it with Awaken 180 are endless. Awaken180weightloss.com.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
Nathan has taught me to embrace the moment. Age-wise, I'm in my late 60s. I'm old enough to be his grandfather. Will he be embarrassed to acknowledge me as his dad? I think the most important thing we can do is let them know that they're safe, that they're valued and cared for and loved, and that they're important.
I knew I wanted to be adopted by him because of how he taught me to be the person who I am today. And it's coming from a dad that didn't expect to become a dad, and I feel very proud to be his son.
That was what he needed, and he was what I needed. Every day is full of new opportunities. That's what it's been about, realizing the simple things that it takes to make such a huge difference in these kids' lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go, almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Bob Yoakum, president of Rockford Homes, explains why he banks with First Bank of Central Ohio.
Anytime you're dealing with a local bank, it's about being able to pick up the phone and talk to real people. That is a huge pro. You know, when you get into these bigger banks, that doesn't happen.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Recalculating route. Estimated arrival time. Never.
For people with nasal congestion, snoring, or sleep apnea, finding a solution feels like a never-ending road trip.
First stop, my primary doctor. Then the pharmacy. Then a sleep specialist. Then an ENT.
What if there was just one destination for all your problems?
Welcome to Advent, your one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care in one location. Over 95% of patients with severe nasal breathing issues report improvement. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
You have arrived at Clear Breathing.
I take care of the kids, my dad, things at work, but I haven't made time to take care of what I need.
Millions of caregivers experience symptoms of anxiety and depression. Go to mentalhealthcareworks.org to learn how to get the support you deserve. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, ooh, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Things are looking better for the afternoon compared to what we had this morning, as partly cloudy skies are here for the rest of the day. Comfortable high temperatures in the upper 70s. Partly cloudy skies tonight. Some patchy fog is a possibility. Shouldn't be as widespread or thick as what we had this morning, though. Upper 50s for a low. Then for Tuesday, we'll see a partly cloudy sky overall with highs back in the lower 80s. For the Fan, I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Justin Gertz.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.
Weekday mornings at 9.
The Fan. The beer card is out. Please don't judge us. You're listening to Fan Sports Memorial Day.
I told you in the last segment, and I'm sure you're all upset with me, that I think a 2014 playoff will one day, not now, not next year, but maybe in a while. I'm forecasting pretty far in the future on this one. I think the trend of, especially if conference championship games go away, because what's the point of having them? Because it just like risks injury for a significant player in your conference.
Yeah.
For two teams that are probably already making it anyway. So it's like, why do that to yourself?
Well, unless you were in the old Big Ten with the legends and the leaders, then you would have Ohio State against Northwestern in the Big Ten championship or something like that.
Yeah, something whack. But I told you in the last segment that I think that resting starters in the final game of the year before a playoff grind that is for a playoffs that's going to take like a month and a half.
Yeah.
I think that that's an absolutely legitimate possibility because it takes place in the NFL and nobody questions anybody's integrity or anything like that, or is, what are you doing? And Lord knows college football has no integrity at this point in time, so why would they even be interested in preserving that?
Yeah. I mean, the playoff has just changed so much since we got it.
So obviously that lands a certain way in Buckeye fans' ears because you think that even if tradition were breaking in college football, that Ohio State versus Michigan and the importance and significance of that would be the last thing to move. And this has been discussed previously because when Big Ten was legends and leaders, there was talk about Ohio State and Michigan getting bumped off of the final week of the season because they were going to be, I believe, in opposite sides of the conference, if I'm not mistaken.
No, they were both in the leaders.
Okay.
But because that was always a game to decide who advances, basically.
Okay. So I have that incorrect.
But in a restructured, how it has been, after they made the switch, there was a real possibility where they could have played back-to-back weeks in the Big Ten championship.
And so obviously Ohio State fans are probably saying, Cole, you dirty Notre Dame fan, why are you getting it? First of all, there needs to be a conversation at some point in time about how badly Ohio State fans want to be Notre Dame fans, even though...
Whoa.
No, because now Ohio State fans want to be independent.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And after 27 years of listening to Ohio State fans telling me it's
because
NBC,
it's because every game's at noon. So they want their own deal with something to get some more primetime games.
Why are we carrying Fox like this? No one else is carrying anybody's weight. Why is it always us? We should just be ourselves. But Notre Dame does.
Notre Dame's with NBC, so who's going to take Ohio State?
Cry me a river.
Probably dude. Fox. And you're stuck here with big noon games.
Well, look, I don't know, but they want to be us now, and I'm not putting up with it. But I understand that it may not be well received. The idea, especially not coming from someone who isn't a Buckeye fan, but good news, we have one on the show.
You're welcome.
So I'd like to hear Isaiah Jacobs' perspective, the biggest Buckeye fan on this here show.
Yeah.
My contention that one day, not now, not next year, but could become a trend in college football to rest starters the final week of the season, similar to the NFL, in a way that would inspire Ohio State and Michigan to be bumped towards the middle of the schedule.
I don't mean to upset people, but I think that it's already happened. Because this season, we saw at the end of the year against UCLA, against Purdue, against Rutgers. Who played at wide receiver for Ohio State? Carnell Tate didn't play.
Jeremiah
Smith didn't play.
Two guys who are at Notre Dame right now played.
It was Mylan Gray and Matt Clare carrying the boats for Ohio State. But I don't think that it will ever be a straight up we're resting starters. But if you have anyone like Carnell Tate this year, there is a 0% chance that Carnell Tates of the future that maybe have a tight hamstring in the Michigan game, if it's a 2014 playoff, I could see them resting that because you're going to get ready to play a 5-game playoff run. Like the playoffs, when they expand, are going to become so much more about who the healthiest team is throughout the playoffs
100%.
than who the best team is. And we've already seen that now because with NIL and the transfer portal, what's happening to rosters? They are shrinking. The talent at the wide receiver position, you don't have Jackson Smith and Jigba and Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson with Marvin Harrison Jr. just waiting in the wings. Like that doesn't happen anymore at Ohio State or any program across the country. So when you now enter into a world of college football where you don't have the depth that you used to, now staying healthy is going to be more important than ever. And having the expanded playoff is going to make that even more prominent. So I could see Ryan Day or coach of Ohio State in the future, however far down the line it is, saying, maybe we'll let him rest one more week. And we won't say that we're resting him. We'll say that he's still out because of a calf or hamstring or whatever it is.
Isaiah brings up an interesting point about the injury because
Sure does.
in the NFL playoffs, you just saw it this past year with Bo Nix getting hurt a game before the AFC Championship. Like, injuries can happen at
And
any
they would have
time.
smoked the Patriots if he were
They
available.
were at home, like they had home field advantage. They were arguably the better team. Like, yeah, like if he's healthy, there's a case for the Broncos to be playing for the Super Bowl and maybe even winning.
And how about this, too? Great point about expanding the playoffs is more about who's the healthiest right now.
That's where college basketball and football is going to end up being different with the expansions because, like, college basketball, like, it depends on how hot you are. And if a team just
there you go
is matchup dependent and they have a better matchup inside or they're hitting threes, college football is going to come down to, on that run, who is the healthiest.
Well, what does everybody say about Major League Baseball? That it's about who's hot at the right time is going to win the World Series. Because when you expand the sample size, you are then creating more variance. It becomes more about streaks. It's about having a hot streak and a cold streak. Because when you expand the sample size, it's just less of an average performance. And so, you know, the whole like Forrest Gump, it's like life's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. The more games that you play, the more that you never know what you're going to get. And so it is kind of like who is playing the best football at the right time instead of actually trying to figure out who is the best football team, which, again, was unique to college football, and they just don't care about being unique and special.
Yeah.
And that all of that played to their advantage. And, again, this all goes to the players sitting out for their own, and because I think that players, once this becomes, not now, but once this becomes a trend, I'm forecasting, once resting before big games kind of becomes a trend in the event that, one player gets injured and then it sends shockwaves everywhere, like the Jalen Smith injury with the Notre Dame.
You saw everybody sitting out in bowl games then.
That is the root of all of this. So as much as it sounds like, Cole hates, he doesn't care about Ohio State and Michigan, and he doesn't care about this rivalry and all that stuff. I'm saying, look, man, this is the players' fault for not wanting to play. And that trend has already started a decade ago, and it's going to become more casual. But also will be, it'll be fine. I hate to say it, but like it would be fine strategy. We don't question it in the NFL when it happens.
Yeah. The ultimate goal is winning a championship. And I think that is very much in line down the road. I know there's some Buckeye fans that view Ohio State and Michigan as bigger than winning a national championship, but that should not be the ultimate end of season goal. The end of the season goal is to win all your games, win the rivalry game, and win the Big Ten, and win the national championship. That's still going to be the goal for Ohio State, no matter who is coaching. If it's Ryan Day 10 years from now or whoever it is, that will always still be the goal.
All right, so Zeke, would you rather have the Michigan game week 1 or like week 6?
I think I would pick week 6. I'm already excited. I'm already excited for the first week of the college football season. I don't think I need the extra juice of it being the Michigan game to make it fun for me, whereas I would rather have a couple weeks before to let myself get warmed up for that one. I would rather do like week 4, 5, 6 in that area, not week 1.
Give me an Ohio State, Texas week 1 like we had last year.
Yeah.
And instead of being 50-point favorites.
Ohio State can play Ball State week 1, and I will still be more pumped up than ever.
Yes.
For football starting again.
Well, you guys just said something, and I'm glad that you did, because I was kind of like, we got a lot of options for this next segment. What are we going to do? Well, you two just led me right into it. So we got more Buckeye conversation next, and you're going to hear from Ross Bjork in the next segment. 2 minutes, 97.1 The Fan.
Common Man here. Join me June 20th for the Common Man Mile at this year's Fan 5K in Westerville. Get signed up at 971therace.com.
The 97.1 The Fan 5K is presented by Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, and the Common Man Mile is sponsored by Rose Pest Solutions. Rose Pest Solutions has been protecting Columbus homes and businesses for over 165 years. Got a pest problem? Rose is the solution. Call 800-966-ROSE or visit rosepestsolutions.com.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously, the best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Bobby Carpenter demands that you watch Morning Juice on YouTube. If you don't, Tito will move into your house.
Live at 6 a.m. on YouTube and streaming on the Fan app.
Throw another burger on the grill for me. You're listening to Fan Sports Memorial Day.
Oh, we got stuff to talk about. You know, I guess the plan was to go to the NBA because they're offering us plenty, and Kenny Atkinson's a fool.
It's the playoffs.
Uh-huh. Because I forgot that I teased that Isaiah was going to blow a gasket about the Cavs, but you guys actually just brought up something that we have some audio on.
We got plenty of time today, man.
I know. We do. Hey, we got you until 3:40, and then the Reds got us. We appreciate you tuning in because I'm pretty sure these ratings count towards Rothman and Ice. So, you know, I guess I'm still on the clock here.
Yeah.
But you guys brought up something about what happens, and if you missed the past couple segments, first of all, YouTube's available to you if you want to just backtrack that cursor a little bit. And we do have a Fan Sports Sunday podcast that you can catch after the show. But we were floating the idea of, like, what would it take for the Michigan game to move off of the final week of the season? Would that be possible? How would that look? And then you brought up something about, hey, like, because I asked you, would you rather have the Michigan game week 1 or like in the middle of the season the way Texas and Oklahoma do it? And you said middle of the season, so that way week 1 can still be like an Ohio State versus Texas game.
Yeah.
So interesting you bring that up because I fear about the future of those games. You know, when the college football playoffs expanded, and I don't know about you guys, but I heard some people saying when it expanded from 4 to 12, there were some sports prognosticators, if I'm using that word correctly, I have no idea, to be honest with you, pontificators surely, who were suggesting that in college football, you can see college football teams schedule tougher non-conference games kind of as like tune-ups, like, hey, let's challenge ourselves here because now we can afford to lose.
Yeah.
However, I disagreed with that because I think that if you can just steal 3 wins and then head into conference play just needing to win 2/3 of your games, because it's all math, man. Just like get yourself to 9 wins, get yourself to 10 wins. Like, let's be real. When we look at the rankings, whether it's the AP poll or whether it's the college football playoff rankings, by and large, with some exceptions, but by and large, it's just, hey, the 12-0 teams are at the top. Now we have a run of 11-1 teams. Now we have a run of 10-2 teams.
Yeah.
Now we have a run of 9-3, and it goes in order of how many wins that you have. Now, is that exclusive to that? No, there are a couple, trend buckers, but It largely is like that. So I've been concerned about this, about teams being like, wait a minute, the bar just got lowered. We can really steal a few games here in the non-conference. And so Ross Bjork appeared on the Buckeye Talk podcast of Stephen Means, who's a regular guest, or a semi-regular guest on Rothman and Ice, Stefan Kreishnik, who I think will be rejoining my sand volleyball team at Flanagan's on June 1st. Looking forward to seeing him next week. They had Ross Bjork on, and Ross Bjork was talking about how he's been a previous advocate of a 10-game conference schedule, which I think would even hinder non-conference games even further.
When I was in the SEC, when we added Texas and Oklahoma, I was one of two people in the conference who said we should go to 10 games. Why not? If we want content, if we want to make our TV package way more valuable, let's just go to 10. The other guy was Nick Saban who said that way back when. And so I just think your conference content is becoming way more valuable. I think we're probably in the playoff era with a 12-team playoff. It may be a little too early to say, good or bad on playing a game like Texas. The most important thing is try to win all your games. Put yourself in the best position to win all of your games. And if you're in a high impact league like the Big Ten, you're going to be in a great spot. 12-0, 11-1, even 10-2, right? We were 10-2, the year before without, like you said, a marquee game.
So having a 10-game conference schedule would obviously be adding a power conference opponent. Now, you don't know who it's going to be. It's going to rotate every year, but that would add a power conference opponent. I assume that the strategy would be to then eliminate a power conference opponent from your non-conference. So
most likely.
That's where I think if you had the options of, okay, Ball State's week 1, Texas is week 2, and Ohio State's schedule this year, if we add a 10th conference opponent, hey, we're adding a power conference opponent, let's eliminate a power conference opponent, you'd still be playing Ball State, you would not be playing Texas in a future format, in my opinion.
Or would the ratings still matter for revenue purposes to where they would maybe then lean to keep Texas?
I don't think that would be the AD's number one priority.
Yeah.
Because it is still the school scheduling these games.
Maybe for some other programs that aren't Ohio State that need other ways to generate revenue would keep that. But like Ohio State most likely is probably leaning towards keeping Ball State in another bye game.
Actually, yeah. So the contract, the TV contracts are locked in, they're set in stone as it currently is.
Yeah.
Although they do have clauses of what would change if Notre Dame joined the Big Ten, so they were already thinking of that. So that could change things, but those changes have already been decided. But that's kind of set in stone as it is because of the contract. So I don't think it would. Now it also depends on which games were already on the schedules when those contracts were signed.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would change anything, because college football does schedule so far in advance, especially with non-conference games.
Like Ohio State, Georgia most likely will not happen.
Right, but I think people are saying Alabama is likely to stay.
Alabama is staying. I think that's been officially confirmed.
Okay, so I wonder what that would look like. They would need a lot of notice with this, but just what you guys both said about the possibility of Ohio State and Texas, Ross Bjork saying there that exclusivity within your own conference and playing yet another conference opponent and just having the 10-game schedule, which leaves you obviously 2 non-conference opponents. I fear that Texas would be, in the not this year, but whatever your Texas-like opponent would be, I think that's the one getting next.
Yeah, I could see that. And my pushback on it is he's talking about his time at the SEC, and they were talking about doing that. Well, when you add in Texas, Oklahoma, that's not too far of a travel to add in those games. The Big Ten, you got to factor in the West Coast. And is it then like some teams getting 2 trips out west then? Is it
interesting?
Like I think because that could play a factor towards Big Ten, because like that travel aspect is a for real thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know. You just have like everybody going everywhere then, and maybe multiple times in a year.
For sure.
And my question, too, and it feels like especially after the Texas game last year, and it's been this way for a long time, but the non-conference games the people love them. People love it when we play against Texas or Miami or USC or Alabama or whatever it is. But it feels like ever since the Big Ten has expanded so much of the conference play has become not boring to Ohio State fans, but when the schedule comes out, what's the first thing they circle? We're playing against Texas this year. Yeah. We're playing against Alabama this year or Georgia. Once we expanded to however many teams, it's 18 teams now that are in the Big Ten.
Yes.
An unbelievable number. The reason that we don't have as much fun with our conference teams are because we don't play the same ones every year. How can we create rivalries in a conference when we play Oregon, once every 3 years? Or now we're playing Penn State once every couple of years.
Well, you didn't match back with them because that was like rivalry Tinder. Penn State swiped on you, I assume. I got to assume that they did. But Ohio State didn't match.
Yeah.
And I find it hard to believe that Ohio State swiped on Penn State and Penn State didn't swipe back. I got to believe it's Ohio State that didn't swipe back.
I'm sorry, but if you've got the chance to be a rival with Oregon over Penn State, I think Ohio State's going to take that.
And that's that's the frustrating part about the expansion of the Big Ten is before, when you were playing every single team in the conference every year, you can create rivalries every year with Wisconsin or with Penn State.
Growing up for us, Wisconsin was a very big game.
That was one of the biggest circles every single year on the calendar because you either beat them or they beat you last year, and now you get to get your get back. And since the Big Ten schedule is so rotating because the Big Ten's so huge now, we don't get that every year conference matchups that we used to, which is frustrating. So then we want to just do a brand on brand. What's the biggest brand we can play against? And that'll be our big game for this year.
Well, and you've got the Illabuck. But last year was...
You said it like that meant something.
Last year, it should mean something.
It should. It used to.
Last year was what? The first meeting in how many years that Ohio State and Illinois finally played? Or the first time since the teens that Ohio State played in Illinois? Or something like that. It's been a while since the game has been played, and now they have a home and home. So, I think the Illabuck should be something at stake, even if Ohio State's going to own it every single year.
And my question, too, to college football fans would be, if you're so obsessed with the non-conference games of us playing Texas, Alabama, and Georgia, that's the whole reason they keep on expanding the playoff. So you can have more games like that where big brands can play against each other.
So here was my idea of how this could work. How we could kind of Benjamin Button this thing and move back to where we were supposed to be. If you expand these conferences, these being the Big Ten and the SEC, probably.
Yeah, yes.
If you actually have two mega conferences, that could work if you blow them up so big that they have to have divisions that basically just function as other conferences.
Yeah.
A few things would have to happen. You could recreate the Pac-12 within the Big Ten and just call it Big Ten West.
100%.
It could be the exact same thing.
Yeah.
You could, all right, we'll take... Now, we need to shuffle around a little bit, but if we take the ACC and the Big 12 and they have to somehow merge with the Big 10 and the SEC, you could have Arizona State.
Utah.
Yeah.
BYU.
They could stay out there. Now, Cal and Stanford can go out there and join the Big 10 West.
Let's bring in Gonzaga for basketball.
And then what do you know? Now you got the Pac. You have the Pac-10 or the Pac-12, whichever one you want to create, and you have it within Big Ten West. You could have SEC West, be Texas, Oklahoma. They can take Texas Tech. They can take Oklahoma State.
Houston, Kansas.
Colorado, Utah, perhaps, if they want to do that. And the old Big 12, we'll figure out if Colorado and Utah are Pac-12 schools or Big 12 schools.
Mm-hmm.
But, this is all possible. But then it becomes the whole thing about, the revenue sharing and which schools actually provide value, because more schools that come in, that's more pieces of the pie that we got to divvy up, or they just have to, you have to put it in the contract, hey, you're not getting the same percentage as everybody else. And I don't know which schools would sign up for that and which ones wouldn't. So a lot of politics would get in the way of that. But there is a not so crazy scenario where all the conferences actually work their way back geographically, but they would be they'd be under two umbrellas. They'd be in a division within a conference, and the conference would be either the Big Ten or the SEC, but you could have East, Central, and West, and then it would actually accidentally make some sense.
And to our conversation earlier, maybe that's where you can, with those divisions, you can then, quote unquote, lock yourself into a playoff spot. If you're in the top of the Big Ten East or the Big Ten West, then you're going to be in the playoffs. Maybe that's how that all can get orchestrated.
And the one thing we're missing in all of it is the leadership. That's what college football is missing. We need someone to call the shots so that we can make some sense.
Well, you see, there's a lack of continuity up there with how much change there's been with the playoff structure. You went for 4 for 10 years, then you bypassed 8 and went to 12. You got complaints about 12 with the bye system, so then you changed that after a year, and now we're already talking about 24. So what are we doing here?
You want to play a game?
Absolutely.
We're playing 2-on-1 in the next segment. Stick around. You guys play with them. Reimer's the team captain. Isaiah's his teammate. We're going to see how they can do against me. Stop laughing at that. That wasn't that bad. 97-1.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan. Common Man and Timmy. Voted America's dumbest show by Marconi voters. Common Man is a Columbus radio legend. And by legend, I mean it's a miracle he hasn't been fired yet. And Timmy is, well, Timmy will complain about anything and everything. And he kind of looks like a woman. Giggity, giggity, giggity. So there's that. Common Man and Timmy.
Sponsored by Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on The Fan.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
What does it mean to live here, serve here in the Ohio Army National Guard?
It means I can attend college full-time and not have to take out student loans to pay for my tuition.
It means I can work my civilian job during the week and support my state and nation in times of need.
You too can live here, serve here as a member of the Ohio Army National Guard. Learn more about part-time service with full-time benefits at nationalguard.com/OH. Sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard in coordination with the Ohio Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Ever wonder where your go-to maintenance person gets the metal products they need to fix yours and everyone else's problems? The best in the business go to Metal Supermarkets for their wide variety of metal products and shapes to tackle projects from simple to complex. Metal Supermarkets is your source for all metals cut to size and ready fast. No minimum order with maximum service. Visit the family-owned franchise on North Wilson Road or at Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com.
How do you make a UDF ice cream quake? Easy. Pick any flavor of UDF ice cream, add your favorite mix-ins, and you've got a quake. Now, how do you pick your flavors and mix-ins? That's the hard part. Ice cream quakes, only at United Dairy Farmers.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
Hey, it's Common Man. Everybody's talking about affordability these days, but the good news is you'll find hundreds of vehicles that fit your budget at GoGermain.com. Drive home in a new sedan starting at just $139 a month. New SUVs from only $189 a month, or a truck for as low as $329. Plus, choose from over 1,700 new and pre-owned vehicles, all priced under $30K, and it's only at GoGermain.com. And with their $1,000 price promise, no one's going to sell you a car for less. Go see my friends today. GoGermain.com.
Welcome back to What Is That Thing? Today our guest is
Dr. Melvin Parsbrucker. I invented the sump pump.
Ah, the sump pump. I've heard Apex pros talk about those.
Yes, the pros who knows are true experts in sump pumpology.
So, Doctor, what is that thing?
You see, a sump pump is a device designed to pump out sump.
Sump?
For the pump.
You say the pumps?
Sump.
Sump. And what exactly is sump?
It's what gets pumped.
I want to be sure I'm hearing you right. Sump?
Sump.
And that's what gets
pumped. Look, maybe Apex Pros can explain it at your level.
Well, Apex Pros says some pumps are made to keep groundwater from accumulating and flooding your basement, especially this time of year with the big spring rains and the uniquely shallow water table in and around Franklin County. A simple sump pump can protect your home from tens of thousands of dollars in damage.
It's made to sump the pump.
Of course.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
I slept in a lot of different rooms, different beds, but none of them really felt like mine. I spent 14 years in foster care, mostly in group homes. And I never had much left because I always had to be ready to move. Why get things if you just have to let them go?
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care waiting to be adopted. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is working to help find them a forever family and a permanent home of their own.
Now I have my own room with walls that tell my story. I love hanging out in here. I play dress up with my sisters and I sing and make videos. But the best part, knowing I'll always have a place to go and a family that loves and supports me.
If you have room in your home or your heart, see how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
Good news. Jack has personally invited the fan to the Memorial Tournament, and we're broadcasting 30 hours of live content, and we'll try not to embarrass ourselves.
Sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org. The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and $2 tall boys. All day, every day.
Even on a national holiday, we're still flapping our gums. You're listening to Fan Sports Memorial Day.
Game time. Let's go. All right. So the easy way to call this game is just call it 2-on-1. We could call it fast break, as in a 2-on-1 fast break, but this game's not fast and there's no shot clock.
Okay.
So is 2-on-1 better?
I like 2-on-1.
I will play 2-on-1.
2-on-1, the fast break. I don't know.
All right. 2-on-1. It is Reimer and Isaiah against me. So let's lay out some ground rules so that way I can make it clear what I am accepting and not accepting in this thing.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
You are the team captain because you're in this studio.
Let's go.
That means that I'm only accepting answers from you.
My first pick is Isaiah.
I think you made a great draft selection. I'm midway through the Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader game that we can play in the 3 o'clock hour.
Oh, snap.
You might need them. No, it's all good. But we have established already that Isaiah is a pretty good lifeline when we get to playing games here.
Absolutely is.
So I'm only accepting answers from you.
Okay.
You can consult him all you want to, but final answers have to come from you. And also make it clear when you're locking in an answer so that way I don't hear you just say a thought and I'm like, you're wrong. And you're like, wait, I was just thinking. Because I do want you to think out loud because this is the radio.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's fair.
And we're on YouTube, so check us out. But you got to lock them in. I'll give you the categories. I'll tell you how many I need, and you get 3 strikes.
Okay.
And it's best 2 out of 3. We got 3 categories, best 2 out of 3.
Okay.
Your first category. Let me actually look it up on GPT exactly what I said.
Oh, my gosh.
I got to make sure. Okay. 2025 in the United States, the top 10 most popular baby boy names that begin with the letter J. I need 8 of the top 10.
Jacob?
Jacob's a good one.
I'll lock it in, Jacob.
Jacob is number 3.
Okay.
What about Joseph? Feel like that's probably still in, right?
Joseph, I was thinking Jack.
Jack's a good one.
I'll go Jack and Joseph, lock it in.
Jack is number 2. Joseph is number 4.
Okay. We still have yet to hit number 1. What? How many did you say I need?
You need 8 of the top 10.
8 of the top 10. Okay.
We thinking John? John's pretty common.
John, absolutely.
John's number 5.
I thought you just said that Joseph was number 5.
Joseph was 4. You have Jack, Jacob, Joseph, John, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. Okay, I'm confused. I'm lost.
Where do we land on Jeremiah? Does that make the list? What about
Can I can't search J names because then I might find the
Jeffrey?
Yeah.
Trying to think of more.
Yeah, this is way off the top of your head, dog. Okay.
Jim. No, I don't think Jim. Jim's probably out now.
What about James?
James. I like James.
I'll lock in James.
James is number 1.
Let's go.
You have the entire top 5.
Need 3 more?
You need 3 of the next 5. It doesn't matter which ones.
You said
but 8 of the top 10.
Jeremiah. You said Jeremiah, Jim,
Jesse.
No.
Jeffrey.
You said Jeffrey.
No, we already said John.
I think I want to lock in Jeremiah.
That is your first strike.
Shoot.
We're biased.
Dang it. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, Julian.
Julian. Could Julian be on the top? Is he top 10?
Yeah, I guess top 10 because I need just 8.
Are there any other obvious ones we're missing?
I feel like Jim has to be a fairly obvious one.
Well, is Jim short for James?
Oh,
yes.
That's
there aren't repeats here.
No repeats.
Okay. So not Jim.
Princeton scored again.
They are laying it on Notre Dame right now. Men's lacrosse. Oh my gosh. Jeff?
Did we say Jeffrey?
You said Jeffrey.
I feel like that has to be one, right? Jeff is so common.
Because you got the short of Jeff. I mean, if it's Jeffrey, and I say Jeff, are you going to...
No, that
okay.
They wouldn't repeat that.
I'm going to... Should I lock in Jeff?
I like Jeff.
I'll lock in Jeff.
Strike 2.
No way. This is nuts.
So how many we need?
You need 8 of the top 10.
We need 3 more.
We need 3 more?
Uh-huh.
We have 5.
The fun thing about this is when I create these games, I find out in real time whether they're easy or hard.
This is insane. Like, for the first round, this is nuts.
Yeah. Here's the strategy, too. I try to make the first round easy-ish. I try to make the second one really hard, and so that way we have a game 3.
I'm not even going to make it to the second game. Okay, well, yeah, just 2 out of 3. I get it now.
I'm trying to think of more J names.
We listed Jacob. I can't. I'm drawing a blank.
You have James, Jack, Jacob, Joseph, and John.
I need to write this down.
The only ones that I can think of still, you've still got Jesse sitting there.
How about Josh?
Josh. Absolutely.
Lock it in, Josh.
Joshua, number 8.
Okay, so we need 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
We need 2 more. Jordan
lands similarly to Jesse for me. I feel like Jordan is...
it can be both a boy and a girl name.
Yeah, let's do Jordan.
Jordan, lock it in.
Well, you only get credit for the boys, just to be clear. It's not like you get...
Oh, shoot. That's true.
I said boy names.
I think I know more girl Jordans than I do guys.
Well, you know one.
Yeah. I can't believe I didn't go straight. Yes, with my sister.
What about... Oh, we already did Jack. So Jackson, they're both the same.
Those are not both the same, actually.
They're not both the same, Jackson and Jack? Could Jackson be on there?
I don't know.
The way Cole said that, seems as if...
I was looking at lists, and those names were separate.
They were separate on the list.
But is it in the top 10?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the question.
You thought this game would take a lot quicker, didn't you?
This is the segment.
Yeah.
J names.
Dude, we got till 3:40. You care if I roll this to a second?
Gosh.
You think I care? We'll do a second segment of this.
What are some other ones that you've listed?
2 on 1, 2 segments.
Jesse Jackson. We already said Jeffrey.
Jesse Jackson.
Jordan.
I feel like I got to take a shot with one of these.
Mm-hmm. You're not on a shot clock, but
we need to get one out there.
I think I want to lean Jesse. Uncle Jesse. You know?
I like it.
I mean, certainly there are a lot of mothers that wanted to name their kid after Uncle Jesse. So locking in Jesse.
Strike 3.
Gosh dang it.
I take game 1.
This is crazy.
So you had all the top 5. You had James, Jack, Jacob, Joseph, and John. Number 6, Julian.
No way.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh.
You guys said Jeremiah, and I'm like, think of the other Buckeye.
Sorry, QB1.
And then you said Julian, and I'm like, I'm kind of shocked they pulled that one out, to be honest with you. Number 7, Josiah. Heard it before, but not that popular.
What?
I've heard of 2 Josiahs before.
I would have put Jesse.
One of them is somebody who I know, like their little kid, so I know it's a recent name, but this is 2025.
Okay.
You got Joshua at number 8.
Yeah.
Number 9, Jaden.
My brother's name.
Oh.
How is it possible that name didn't come out of my mouth? I was just with him yesterday at the 500.
Are you kidding me?
My own brother.
Number 10, Jackson.
No! We said them all.
You said in your thought process, you mentioned 9 of the top 10. However, the threshold was 8 and you only got 6.
Gosh.
And 3 strikes. And I take game 1. Games 2 and 3 coming up next after, what are we calling it? A fan update? What the hell are we calling this thing?
A fan sports update.
A fan sports update. Zeke's got that. And we got more coming up next. Keep it here, 97.1 The Fan.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, it's Timmy Hall for Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice, Orthopedic One. A couple years ago, I felt like I was breezing through life. I was tearing through rounds of golf, and it hit me. Excruciating hip pain. Hip that would not go away until I saw my friends at Orthopedic One. Then, bye-bye pain. So if you're dealing with constant pain or you suffered an injury, start with the specialist. Start at orthopedic1.com. There's no referral required, and there's several convenient locations in Central Ohio. Schedule your appointment at orthopedic1.com.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Thanks. Is oil marked down?
Save up to $15 when you buy 5 quarts and a filter.
And fuel treatment?
2 for $9 on Lucas.
Brake pads?
Marked down to free.
Free?
Get free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 Duralast rotors.
That's several markdowns.
For many more miles.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Spring is here. Now's the time to get your air conditioner ready with a $49 AC tune-up from Columbus Worthington Air. An AC tune-up can help save money on your energy bill and prevent expensive breakdowns. As your local home service experts, everything we do is backed by our exceptional service guarantee. Proudly serving Columbus homeowners for 90 years and counting. Columbus Worthington Air and Bryant Heating and Cooling. Whatever it takes. Visit cwaohio.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 47543.
When you are a member of Tel-Ohio, your money works harder for you. Lock in 4% APY on a 24-month CD and watch your savings grow with a credit union built for its members. Visit telohio.org to learn more.
Federally insured by NCUA. Membership open to anyone in Ohio. Restrictions apply.
I lost count of how many foster homes I lived in. 20, maybe more. Each time, a new family, a new room, but never a space that felt like mine.
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care waiting to be adopted. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is working to help find them a permanent home.
Now I have my own room and decorated it myself. And just like my family, it's mine to keep.
If you have room in your home or your heart, see how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
We got a higher home appraisal after we put away our African art and family photos.
Has this happened to you because of race or national origin? Contact HUD at hud.gov/fair housing. A message from HUD and the National Fair Housing Alliance.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Isaiah Jacob. In the NBA, the Cavaliers face elimination tonight as they take on the Knicks in Game 4 of their Eastern Conference semifinal series. Cleveland trails 3-0, making tonight a must-win matchup for the Cavs. Last night in the Western Conference, the San Antonio Spurs took down the Oklahoma City Thunder 103-82, tying their series 2-2. In baseball, the Guardians are back in action today at 6:10 as they open a series against the Washington Nationals. Meanwhile, the Reds continue their road trip this afternoon against the Mets. First pitch is set for 4:10, with pregame coverage beginning at 3:40 right here on The Fan. In racing yesterday, Felix Rosenqvist captured the 110th running of the Indianapolis 500 in the closest finish in race history. Driving the number 60 Honda, Rosenqvist edged David Malakis by just 23 thousandths of a second. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
I hope you're not working because we barely are.
We're going to get to work immediately.
You're listening to Fan Sports Memorial Day.
I love this country.
Emeka Ebuka. I don't have that one ready. Let me find it.
Yeah.
Keep the music up. Stimulate them while I
This is fantastic.
look for this. Oh, my gosh.
Great radio. Wow, how many are there?
All right. Bring it back down. Here we go.
Emeka Ebuka.
There we go. All right, so we got a 1-0 series lead for one
Is this the first
I
time
almost said my name in third person. I don't want to do that.
No. Is this the first time you've had a series lead?
This is, which is good because
man, I just really suck, don't I, Isaiah?
Well,
That last one was pretty rough.
This might be your time to shine, though. So the first category was, co-hosting with Jacob Reimer. I said, name me the top 10 baby names for boys in 2025 that began with the letter J. They got 6 of the top 10, but I asked them for 8 of the top 10. The problem is that they named a lot of the names that they didn't actually lock in those answers. Julian, Jaden, and Jackson. Well, Jaden wasn't mentioned, but Jaden is Isaiah's brother.
You think.
I still cannot believe you didn't do that. Just mention his name.
I literally ran out of J names.
I mentioned my sister's name, and it wouldn't have helped. But
I was willing to give you that one. Be like, hey, don't mistake Jordan, females as giving the credit for the boys.
Yes.
But I win that one. I asked you for 8 out of 10. You gave me 6 out of the top 10.
Yeah.
This one is going to be a little bit simpler, but also a little bit harder.
I sure hope so. I mean, that was a hard one off the rip.
There's one little asterisk I'll throw in for this one.
Okay.
One team is leaving and one team is joining, and I'll figure out where I stand on that as you perhaps name these teams.
What?
I need 10 of the 14 teams in the Sun Belt.
Gosh, dang it.
10 of the 14 teams that play in the Sun Belt Conference.
Marshall, Troy, lock those in.
Marshall and Troy are locked in and correct.
James Madison, lock it in.
James Madison's correct.
How many did you say?
Isaiah just went to his keyboard. Scared me.
Don't worry, I don't think I'm even much of help on this one.
You need 10 out of 14. You got 3.
App State?
Yes.
Lock it in.
App State's correct.
Oh, man. I'm trying to think of the MAC and Sun Belt Challenge that college basketball did. I'm drawing a blank on a bunch of different names. Southern Miss? Yeah.
Southern Miss.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lock it in.
Southern Miss is correct. 5 for 5.
That makes me think of Louisiana Monroe. Are they one of them?
Or is it Louisiana Tech?
Ooh, it is. It's Louisiana Tech.
Louisiana Tech, lock it in.
All right, here's the tough one. Louisiana Tech is joining the conference on July 1st. So if I take Louisiana Tech, that means I can't take the school that's leaving. But I won't count it as a strike. I'll let you know that they're leaving. So I will count Louisiana Tech.
Where are we at now?
6?
You are 6 for 6 with no strikes.
Oh.
And we have to get 4 more?
Yep.
Yeah.
There are 8 options. There are 8 options. I only need half. Think of it like that.
Gosh, dang it.
The Sun Belt. You're 6 for 6 on Sun Belt schools. You're doing all right, son.
I know, but I can't think of any more. Oh, where's Tyler Danberg at? That man's a human encyclopedia.
Oh my gosh, you want to talk about a phone a friend.
Literally. Get Tyler on the line. I need help.
Did we say, you said Troy, right?
I said Troy. They played Akron in the MAC and Sun Belt Challenge. It was a very good game.
I'm trying to think about crappy bowl games I don't like watching.
I know.
What about, give me, did you say Coastal Carolina already?
I did not.
That's one of them, for sure.
Lock it in, Coastal Carolina.
7 for 7. I need 3 more.
Let's go, Isaiah.
No strikes have been used.
Oh, boy. I cannot think of anything right now.
You already said James Madison?
I said James Madison. I'm trying to think of different states. Like just different, different teams that are in specific states in this area. You think of any more?
I'm trying. I surely am.
You might as well take some shots and use some strikes. It's like Battleship. If you land one, you might land multiple.
Yeah. I can't think of any just to name because like I don't want to just throw out Charleston because I know that's not. At least I don't think it is. No, it's not. Or is it? It's not. It's not.
You can't concede the game without using any of your strikes.
Yes, I know that.
All right.
Is he trying to give us one? Is that what he's trying to do?
No, I'm trying to get you as the guest so the listeners can be like, move on.
Isn't there one, there's one in Alabama.
Jacksonville State, lock that in.
Strike one.
What? What am I thinking of? What am I thinking of? No, South Alabama.
South Alabama.
South Alabama, lock that in.
That is correct. You have 8.
We still need 2 more.
I was thinking of their logo. Is Louisiana Monroe?
It doesn't feel like a huge miss if we take it. We're running out of names.
May as well. Louisiana Monroe.
That's 9.
Let's go.
All we need is 1 more.
With 2 strikes.
Let's think about geographically.
Yeah. Is there any
Alabama's next to Louisiana. We already knocked those ones out.
Georgia?
Georgia State? Is that a school? Georgia Southern? That's one, right?
Georgia Southern. Lock it in.
10 out of 10.
Let's go.
Thank goodness we didn't land on Georgia State.
Cannot believe.
Look at us ball knowers.
I cannot believe.
That is true sicko stuff right there.
All right.
Let's go, Isaiah.
App State, Coastal Carolina, Georgia Southern, JMU, Marshall, Louisiana Monroe, South Alabama, Southern Miss, Troy, and I'll give you La Tech, who's about to join the conference on July 1st.
Who's the one that's leaving?
Texas State.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I would have never gotten to that one.
That's right.
We will do game 3 in the next segment. I have something to fill the time, but here are the ones that you missed. Georgia State.
That's a school?
That's the one. Oh, that's R.J. Hunter.
Kevin Ware. Part 2 after he transferred.
Oh, my
Yes.
gosh.
Old
I
Dominion.
called that upset, too, against Baylor. I loved it.
Old Dominion.
Oh, yep. ODU.
Arkansas State.
I wouldn't have got that one.
And I don't know how you didn't get this one after saying Louisiana. Wait, 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
I don't know how you didn't get this after just shouting out Louisiana Monroe. How about Louisiana Lafayette? How do you not think of? How do you think of one and not the other?
Let's just rip off the Louisianas.
All right. So that was. I cannot believe that. You guys are madmen. However, the next one, round 3, is going to be really good because it's an age gap thing that I think might get you. This is going to be a very, very easy question for a lot of people. I don't know if it's going to be easy for you, and if you don't get it, the listeners are going to hate you.
Probably not.
In the meantime, I want to throw this your way. This was last week. This was there was a couple of fun things that happened in baseball.
Yeah.
This one caught my eye. So the San Francisco Giants are beating the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Okay.
They give up a walk-off 3-run home run, and we are going to grade this call as Dwayne Kuiper, who is a really good broadcaster for the San Francisco Giants. The 3 of us are going to grade this call as he basically protests the rest of the broadcast after this home run.
Unbelievable.
Going off in the background.
And for Patel Marte, that's his first home run this year, hitting right-handed. Not meant to be here tonight. After getting out of jams in the 7th and the 8th, they cannot get out of this one here in the 9th. I don't really have anything else to say, Mike, and I don't think you do either. So I'm going to say this. Final score, D-backs 5, Giants 3. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned.
I thought he kind of trampled over his partner there at the end a little bit, who was about to say something. He's like, I don't have anything to say, and you don't either, so we're done. That was a pretty good, though. Dead silence until he's rounding second base. And then
that's crazy. Unbelievable.
Believable.
That's nuts.
And then I don't know if that was before or after, but in that same series, did you guys see that the Giants gave up a grand slam on the 6th pitch of the game?
I did see that. I feel like that is like a 1 in a million shot of that happening.
Robbie Ray is on the mound. In 6 pitches, he gave up 3 base hits and a grand slam to knock them all in. So the Giants had a tough trip out to Arizona this past week.
Poor guy.
But that's one of the best things that baseball had to offer us. And I have no problem with the silence in that.
just from how the series had gone, definitely. I mean, that grand slam on 6 pitches, like, I feel like it definitely has, like, it's very likely to, like, as you just listed it, 3 base hits and then a grand slam. But still, for all of that to go perfectly on the first 6 pitches of the game, like, it's going to be a while until we see something like that again.
No question. So tough one for that. Did you like the silence treatment?
I loved it.
There we go. All right.
The best part was just the unbelievable.
Unbelievable. I enjoyed that.
Drop.
There's unbelievable. We have round 3. I cannot believe, speaking of unbelievable, what you two just did to the Sun Belt is freaking ridiculous, because I thought that you were going to be thinking of conference basketball tournaments for the Sun Belt, and you weren't. And the fact that you guys still somehow got that,
I was thinking.
Robert, that was your best performance of any test that Cole has put you up to. By far and away.
I did start ripping right at the beginning.
You started ripping through the beginning, and I was just trying to help in any way I possibly could.
Hey, that's teamwork.
Like
that's why it's called
baby. And then you were able to. I was just saying states, and you were naming teams.
But it worked. No,
I was just thinking of the MAC and Sun Belt Challenge that took place this past college basketball season.
Category for Game 3 will be revealed on the other side.
Oh, now that's a tease.
Play with us, Reimer. Are you actually choking?
I'm okay.
All right, we'll find out if Reimer's still alive in the next segment as well. Keep it here, 97.1 The Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
The Reds are on the radio.
Swung on, crushed, high, deep, left field. There it goes. A 3-run go-ahead blast for Eugenio Suarez. They're waving around Friedel. Up throwing Anthony. Throw to the plate, not in time. And the Reds walk it off at 11, 6-5. The quest for October baseball is underway. Hear all the action all season long on your home of the Reds.
As the saying goes, trust is earned, never given. When it comes to your roof, who you trust truly matters. At Newman Roofing, we're more than just a business. We're a local, family-owned company built on honesty, integrity, and hard work. From the very beginning, these core values have shaped the way we do business, ensuring a customer experience that's second to none. Our dedication to quality has earned us the trust of thousands of homeowners across Central Ohio. At Newman Roofing, excellence isn't just a word, it's our promise to you. From the moment we step foot on your doorstep to the final handshake, we strive to deliver an experience that keeps you calling back for more. Whether you need a roof repair or a full replacement, our team at Newman Roofing is here to protect what matters most. After all, when your name is on it, it just means more. So give us a call today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit us online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
This is Gordon Miller from Miller Lending, the original home of the no-cost mortgage. If you've been in the market for a new home or just wanted to take advantage of lower rates, recent events have shown exactly why Miller Lending chose to offer a way around bad timing with our no closing cost program. With no fees rolled in or charged, including the cost of title insurance, you can simply close on today's rates and refinance free of charge as rates improve. Over the past several months, we spoke to numerous borrowers who had heard rates were coming down and chose to wait. We explained that if rates did fall, you could simply update a few documents and refinance again, but why take the chance? So when rates spiked 0.5% recently, not only was I disappointed that we couldn't help those who waited, but also for those buying a home who just saw a sharp increase to their monthly payment. So while we can't control the market, we can offer an alternative. Eliminate timing and say goodbye to closing costs forever. 877-9-NO-COST or simply apply online at nocostmortgage.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender and MLS number 250-2146.
A message from Tia Mowry, actress and Fair Celebrity Ambassador.
Game day isn't staged, it's lived. It's the shopping, the cooking, the laughter. For families managing food allergy, preparation means everything. It's knowing the signs, having a plan, and carrying epinephrine everywhere life takes you. Because readiness doesn't take away the risk, it brings back the joy. When you're ready to act, you're ready to live.
Visit foodallergy.org/ready to act to learn more.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Great Lakes Hyundai, the
now get 0% financing for up to 60 months on new 2026 Tucson SE. 0% plus make no payments for 90 days. Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit on all will qualify. N61.
Leaky pipes, no hot water, issues with your sewer or drains? When plumbing problems strike, Logan Services is ready to help you out. We offer free estimates on water heaters, water softeners, and drain lines. Whether it's a surprise leak or an aging water tank, we'll give you an honest recommendation so you can take action fast. Don't wait. Schedule your free plumbing estimate now. Fast, friendly service you trust from Logan Services.
Miss Fernandez, what are those tiny things?
Those are what we call amoebas. You can only see them through a microscope.
Wow.
Today's students are tomorrow's great thinkers and innovators. But right now, there's a funding crisis in public schools. Millions of kids go to schools that don't have funding for books, computers, and so much more just because of where they live. You can help change that. Donors Choose is a nonprofit that lets you support students and teachers in your community and beyond. You choose which supplies to support. You could provide first graders with pencils and paper, or other students with their first chapter books, help a music class get a guitar.
You could even supply a classroom like mine with a science project. But what you're really giving is the moment that sparks a brighter tomorrow.
To learn more, please visit DonorsChoose.org. That's DonorsChoose.org. Choose students. Shape the future.
Think you know Buckeye football? These two say, hold my beer. The Beat with Austin and Berm.
Sponsored by the Waterworks.
Daily on the Fan's YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Things are looking better for the afternoon compared to what we had this morning, as partly cloudy skies are here for the rest of the day. Comfortable high temperatures in the upper 70s. Partly cloudy skies tonight. Some patchy fog is a possibility. Shouldn't be as widespread or thick as what we had this morning, though. Upper 50s for a low. Then for Tuesday, we'll see a partly cloudy sky overall with highs back in the lower 80s. For the Fan, I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Justin Gertz.
Just when you thought afternoons couldn't get any dumber.
You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you?
Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
Your home for dumb. The Fan. The soundtrack to the unofficial start of summer. You're listening to Fan Sports Memorial Day.
Colbart team is Jacob Reimer, Isaiah Jacob, featuring the family and friends who are participating in the show. Featuring Adam King in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
What did Rebecca say about our show? She listened to us for the first couple segments?
Yes. She texted and said, I listened to a little bit of the beginning of the show and took two things away. Okay. One, Jordan, which is my sister, should feel special because apparently no one else goes to their siblings' graduations. And then two, we may have to take Cole to the zoo with our membership.
Hell yeah. Oh, my goodness.
So there you go. You're invited.
So what's the deal? Can I be the plus one? Is it family pass?
Yes.
So if Nora's ever asleep, I can be your son for the day. Hey, this is our son, Cole. He's got a beard.
I need that cut.
He's bearded and he's older than me.
But no, like the pass comes like with like me and Rebecca and Nora, and then we get like two unnamed guests. So like we can take like any guest that we want, I guess.
Isaiah, do you have Adam's phone number?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, we'll have to text him at some point. All right, hey, it's time for the best 2 out of 3 of 2 on 1.
Here we go.
All right,
lock in.
So, if you're just joining us, we're playing 2 on 1. It's Reimer and Isaiah against me. I put out a category and a threshold for them. They got to meet it. Reimer, I'm only accepting answers from you. The first category was 2025 boy names that begin with the letter J. I needed 8 of the top 10. You only got me 6. I then said, for round 2, name me 10 of the 14 teams in the Sun Belt, and you did get that one.
Yeah.
I have no idea how this one's going to go, and I think that's the exciting thing about it.
Okay.
I don't think I'm asking too much, but I do know that, Jacob Reimer, are you 26?
Yes.
Isaiah Jacob, you are 27?
Yes.
That is the biggest variable at play here, because there are going to be a lot of listeners who are going to be upset if you guys aren't able to do this.
Oh, gosh.
I don't think I'm asking for too much. Name 10 songs by the Beatles or their members.
I'm done. I'm done.
10 songs by the Beatles or their members. Can we start by naming the members of the Beatles?
Ringo Starr.
Lock it in.
Correct. Okay, now let Reimer flounder on this one. Who are the other 3 members who are all more famous than Ringo? Because Ringo's a punchline. If I say you're the Ringo Starr of this show, that's an insult.
Paul McCartney, lock it in.
Correct.
Yes. Hey, John Lennon, lock it in.
Yes.
Correct.
I'm so unsure with these answers.
It's fine. If you got those 2, I'm not going to get on you about George Harrison. Those 2 are the ones that you need to know.
Okay.
Can you here? Let's start simple because I said name 10. I saw your eyes kind of bug out for a little bit.
Yeah.
Can you name me one Beatles song?
No.
No. I now pan over to Isaiah Jacob. Isaiah, can you name me one Beatles song or a song by one of their members that they released individually? I'm giving you that too.
I know one of their songs is "Let It Be."
Let It Be.
Lock it in.
I'm locking in "Let It Be." That's one.
I know one of their songs is "Hey Jude."
You see, like, now I'm getting mad because, like, these are kind of coming to me now as, like, he's saying it.
Well, the game's not shut down.
It's about to be.
Hey Jude, that's 2.
I think there's one that's called "Everywhere."
Why not? Lock it in.
I'm going to have to look that one up, so we don't have a final answer on that one yet.
And then that is, and now already the comments in the YouTube chat are already.
Oh,
they're coming.
boy.
Well, don't read them because they're going to feed you answers.
That's the end of my song naming.
Yeah. You said Beatles, and I got cooked.
I will give you "Here, There, and Everywhere." Because I'm being super generous because I don't think this is going to be close. Even though, to be honest with you, I did not know that was a song.
I don't even know things to say, things to name.
Is that a song, Things to Say? Can we lock it in?
Things to say. You know what? I'm going to look it up just because.
Could be.
No, but it's a Bob Marley song, So Much Things to Say.
Whoa.
Which is grammatically incorrect, but I don't care.
I will say...
I'm going to text Adam.
This was not our round, Reimer.
Yeah.
Once he said Beatles, I knew it was over. I was hoping maybe you would have some juice there, but I knew I had nothing to give.
Mean Mr. Mustard? That's what somebody said in the chat.
Maybe it's one of their, like, total trippy songs.
Okay. Lock it in?
No.
With the chat assist.
That is on Abbey Road.
I feel like I should get the chat.
No.
Here comes the sun.
Stop. You just I saw you look at your phone. I'm looking at my phone to text Adam King, who says 2:30, so he'll be on the show in a little bit. Nope, you guys lose. That's it.
Yeah.
Music, hard out. No soft fade out on the music.
That's tough.
I said name 10 songs by the Beatles. I even gave you or their members.
I think
John Lennon. Imagine by John Lennon. I'm giving you credit for that.
I think
Paul McCartney. Maybe I'm amazed. I'd have given you credit for that.
I think for me,
George
just
Harrison. While my guitar gently weeps. I'd have given you credit for that.
I think me just naming 3 members of the Beatles, it should have been enough.
No,
because do you know me?
I told you going into it. I didn't know how it was going to go. That's the exciting part.
Way bad.
Good to know.
Good for you. Bad
26-27.
Is this your first win in this?
Huh. Yes, actually.
I just suck at trivia.
The first time we played this game.
You know what? I was driving around yesterday listening to you do it, the 2-on-1 yesterday, and that was so easy.
Which is why I had to make this one harder.
Because it's me.
Because I'm trying to make it fair.
Oh, okay. And you just needed to get a win.
I should have stopped after the first one because the first one ended in a game 7, basically, because it was game 3. There were 2 strikes, and they were at 9 out of 10. So it was literally like the next guest decided the entire game. So that was awesome. So I guess I should have stopped there. But while my guitar gently weeps, later today,
okay,
I want you to go on YouTube and look up the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame version where Prince, in all of his arrogance, completely steals the show in the most coolest, badass way possible.
Okay. While my guitar gently weeps.
Yes. I'll send you the YouTube link. Isaiah, I'm sending it to you too.
Yes, please.
I don't care if you don't watch it, but I'm sending it to you.
I will watch it because
it's after George Harrison passed, I think.
From working here at the station, I have very much learned that I know nothing from before
That's a
I was
drop.
born.
Yeah, it is.
That is a drop.
You don't know baby boy names that begin with the letter J?
I know college basketball.
I asked
and
Jacob.
that's about it.
Yeah, you did. You know the Sun Belt.
Yeah.
You don't know George Harrison, Paul
shout out
McCartney,
RJ
John
Hunter.
Lennon. I think I could have given you 10. I would have been spooked a little bit. At first, I'd been like, all right, let me settle in. Once I hit my stride, I think I would have gotten you something. The number one song, if you look up on Apple Music, if you just type in the Beatles and then you go there, I believe the number one song is Yesterday. Yes or no for you?
No.
In My Life. In My Life is a great song.
I'm out.
Here Comes the Sun.
Is that in Parent Trap?
It's in the B movie.
What?
You know that song.
Okay, I probably
100%.
Here comes the sun.
There you
Yeah.
go.
No, now we're singing it.
Yeah.
Adam King's up next. You got the Cleveland, or the Cavs getting swept tonight. Does Adam King know anything about the Cavaliers who he's covering tonight?
We have yet to talk about the Cavs until
Oh, my
now.
God. All right. Hey, man, we got till 3:40. We've done a really good job of screwing around in this show, and I told you that's why I was so excited to be here. Adam King's going to screw around, and, we'll see if he's actually knows a thing or two about the Cavaliers, because this will be his one time covering them all year long, so we'll see what he knows. All right, Adam King up next.
Nationwide Picnic with the Pops presents Windborne's The Music of Tom Petty. In one night, 4 decades of music. Take a journey through time with conductor Stuart Chaffetz and vocalist Jonah Bobo, backed by a live band as the Columbus Symphony performs Windborne's The Music of Tom Petty. Saturday, June 27th at Columbus Commons. Get tickets now at picnicwiththepops.com.
We are seeking experienced window and door installers to join our top-rated window company in Central Ohio. Hi, I'm Tony Rosati, and Rosati Windows has immediate openings for skilled installers. Unlike other window companies, we'll load you up with a full schedule and keep you close to Columbus. We have plenty of work and the opportunity to earn great money installing our top-rated windows. Help us continue delivering quality work and great service to our customers. Give us a call at 614-777-4806 and ask for Sam.
Look around. From the beginning, America was shaped by the wild. Throughout history, we have recognized the importance of protecting it. This is our shared heritage. But today we're divided and don't always see eye to eye. Except for our love of wildlife and wild places they and we call home. But our wildlife is disappearing, and when they're gone, we all pay the price. Out here, there's no left or right. There's only right and wrong. Join Defenders of Wildlife and stand for what's right. For nearly 80 years, we've been the leading voice for wildlife, showing up in your communities, on Capitol Hill, defending America's lands and animals. Because in our love for what we share, we are closer than you think. Be a wildlife defender. Learn more at defenders.org.
T-Bone and Tyvus are everything you want in a delicious breakfast. Lots of empty calories, no nutritional value.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
The beer card is out. Please don't judge us. You're listening to Fan Sports Memorial Day.
Yeah, you are. This three-man show, this trio is turning into a quartet. As Adam King joins us from the 216. We saw him before the show, and now we trust that he's made it there safe and sound. Adam, are you there?
I have made it to the 216. I am curious. Are you hosting this show?
Yeah, I host on Sundays. I'm in the one chair.
That is horrifying.
And I'm right here next to him, Adam.
Yeah. Okay. So just to be clear, if I had to draw it up, I would imagine that Reimer would be more the host, and the man named the Loose Cannon would be more of just like, let me show up and just try to do this off the cuff.
Well, that would be better because then Reimer could maybe get a word in. But when I'm the first voice coming out of a segment, it's kind of hard. So I'm sure he would appreciate that.
Well, I think the listeners would appreciate it too, Cole. No, I'm just kidding. I'm glad that somebody's there working on Memorial Day. Kudos to you guys. You showed up. You said it's an important day. We got things to talk about. I'll be at work at 1 o'clock.
Yeah. So you got the assignment to go up to, what we call it, the Rock. It's not the Q anymore. The Rock.
Rocket Arena.
Yeah. So you're up at the Rock.
Arena.
And your assignment today is to cover what could quite possibly be a sweep?
Well, when I pitched this, it was a much better assignment. It's Memorial Day. We don't have a lot of sporting events going on in Columbus. So I said, hey, you know what? It's an hour and a half north. We talk about it all day. Well, everybody in Columbus is watching. Why not head up there? And then the Cavs proceeded to lay an egg in Game 3. So now, maybe it's the last win of the season for the Cavs, and we're here for it. How about that? Or the greatest story in NBA history starts now.
So how many Cavs games have you watched this year?
Quite a few. I like the Cavs. Why? Is that you don't think I watch the Cavs?
I was just asking a question.
Columbus.
Hey, we're the interviewers here. We can ask whatever we want, and you can answer however you want.
Step aside, Isaiah, and let these two go.
No.
When you were 6 years old, I got to watch the Cavs win an NBA Finals game. Pretty amazing.
I meant this year, but thank you.
Adam, my question is, did you bring your broom? Because I do think the brooms are getting brought out tonight.
I do not think that they will get swept. I think there's a point of pride there for a lot of these guys. I also, you can only take it one game at a time. I just feel like the Cavs are they're just a little gassed. I mean, you could definitely tell one team had like 8 days of rest, 9 days of rest. The other had exactly 24 hours, and it's wearing on them a little bit. I know, I'm sure you guys have touched on what Kenny Atkinson said, which is not great. Not what you're really looking for.
Well, we can play that right now if you want, because actually we've been BSing around so mumuch we never actually got to it. So here is the audio of Kenny Atkinson saying that according to math, the Cavaliers actually have a 2-1 series lead.
Analytically, I think we've won I said 3 out of 3. We're 2 out of 3 in the expected. I don't know if you guys follow that. It was an expected score. And we won 2 out of 3. And I know you're looking confused, but I'm not. There is really, if you believe in process and all that, like, man, take that layer. I know I don't throw that on them. I see it for myself. We have this feeling, then I can go to our analytical table and be like, man, we are, I think last night it was, the expected score was like 1 point or 2. Us shooting way below expected, them shooting way over. I know no one wants to hear that. I think you guys like hearing it. I know, general public, no one wants to hear that. Everyone's outcome based. And, sure, I get that too.
Adam, you've been in a lot of press conferences and media availability. Have you heard anything crazier said from a coach?
That is certainly one of the wilder postseason sound bites I've ever heard. I mean, I think there's a world where, like, if a team starts 1-8 and you're frustrated, you can say, like, hey, analytically speaking, we've been in these games. We just got to actually capitalize. Saying that everyone is outcome-based in the playoffs, well, yeah. I mean, it's not to sound too Herm Edwards, but it's the playoffs. And it's the postseason. You don't get credit for playing close games. You're the 4th seed playing the 3 seed. Now, obviously, the Knicks are on an absolute tear right now. They look, they look unstoppable. And they did. They shot really well in Game 3. The Cavs can't hit a shot to save their lives when they need it right now. But pointing to the fact that, like, well, we've given it a good effort and actually are closer than the experts think. I mean, you might as well say good teams win, great teams cover. I don't think anybody's looking for that there, Coach.
Is there any part of that struck you as him kind of using that as a shield? Like, hey, we've been in a position to win 2 of 3 games. And then he mentioned that that the Cavaliers are shooting under expected and the Thunder are shooting over expected. I interpret that as the Cavaliers basically being put in a position to make shots and the Thunder being put in a position to have to shoot tough shots. And it kind of sounds like that's his way of saying, like, that he's doing his job correctly. Did it strike you a similar way?
Well, I just want to say they're playing the Knicks, Cole. You came after me. They're not playing the Thunder. Boom, roasted.
Oh, jeez, what am I doing? I was watching the Thunder Spurs last night. My bad.
There we go. I just got to swing back a little bit. I'll clip that one off for myself. I don't really know what his footing there was, because when the Cavs went and got James Harden, the idea wasn't like, hey, let's make a run to the Eastern Conference Finals and see if we can do something here. I mean, it was clearly a team that was saying, as so many have in the history of the NBA, maybe James Harden is the final piece to solve the puzzle. He is yet to be the final piece for anyone, but they leaned into that. So now, like, if this was like a scrappy young team that was over exceeding expectations, it would be different. But, like, you've got Donovan Mitchell, you've got Jarrett Allen, you've got, James Harden on this team now. You've got guys that are expected to go out there and win games and be at the top of the East. So speaking analytically, I don't think it's where you want to go with that.
Adam, I want to switch gears here real quick, because we did talk some sports at the beginning of the show with the possibility of the 24-team expansion, and that it could potentially, that response there helps me know what your answer is going to be. But there were also some takes thrown out about guys potentially sitting out of the game if we get to a certain level of expansion. What do you feel about that?
Am I allowed to say no comment at my job? I mean, I'm so tired of this discussion. And I understand we have to have it, because it's all actively being had at the core of the sport that, is, I think, the greatest sport in the country, in college football. But it is so frustrating. One, I don't care if they make it a 112-team playoff. No coach and no player is ever going to sit out of the game. The game has nothing to do with the outcome of the season. Now, it typically affects the outcome of the season, and that adds to it. But I don't know if you saw, but 2 years ago they played a game at the Shoe, and there was a massive fight that broke out. I don't think that fight was because it was a 12-team playoff and if it had been a 4-team or if it had been a 38, they would have said, all right, have a good day. I think it's because this is the most heated rivalry, the greatest rivalry in all of sport. Nobody's sitting out. Doesn't matter. It's a silly take. You want to talk about a coach that would no longer be the head coach? Sit the best players for the Michigan game. See how quickly that goes over with Ohio State fans. I mean, I hate the argument, would you rather beat Michigan or win a national title? Because I think it's clearly a national title. Because most years there are a lot of teams that beat Michigan and only one wins a national title. But goodness gracious, if sitting players are beating Michigan, I think you've got your first 100-0 argument. There's nobody on the sitting players side.
Right there with you.
Final question for you before we let you go.
Yes.
If you asked a 26-year-old to name a Beatles song and he couldn't name one, big deal, little deal, no deal?
You couldn't name Reimer. You can't name a Beatles song?
No, I can't. I can't.
Reimer.
I started singing "Here Comes the Sun" because, like,
we were reading the catalog to you.
Yeah. But no, I don't. I don't know. I couldn't name a Beatles song. I think
not even like "Come Together." Like, that's the low hanging fruit. Yesterday. I mean, what is the street that the Beatles filmed their famous album cover on?
It started with me just naming members of the Beatles.
Yeah, we played a game where Jacob and Isaiah were tasked with coming up with 10 Beatles songs with 3 strikes. Jacob came up with 0, and he immediately threw it to Isaiah, who came up with a few.
Hey, I did get 10 out of the 14 teams in the Sun Belt.
In the sub, that's, you know what, Jacob, that's something to hang your hat on, because
I think it should.
While all of us can name Beatles songs and all of us can name the teams that are in the NHL playoffs, only one person in this world knows who's in the Sun Belt. So congratulations to you, sir.
Thank you. Which with the NHL playoffs, Adam did do that before he hit the road to go to the
I think you got all 16, didn't you?
I did. Well, I left out Pittsburgh for good reason.
Oh,
but
there you
I
go.
got 15 out of 16.
I'm going to placate the audience. All right, Adam, enjoy Cleveland. Pretty cool opportunity for you. Your only Cavs game of the year that you get to cover, so enjoy it. It's special, and hopefully for yours.
You don't know. We might be back up here next week and the week after with the NBA Finals. You don't know.
I do hope for your sake, Adam, that a generational run starts tonight.
Imagine 50 years from now.
Imagine John Lennon's song.
There you go. Beautiful. Well done. Well done. Hey, Reimer, make sure you get some words in. I know Cole likes to talk.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying my best out here.
See you guys.
See you, Adam.
Too true. That one hurt. There goes Adam King. So you can tune into 10 TV, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 11 o'clock rock. something like that. He'll be on one of the shows.
Yeah.
So
live from Rocket Arena.
That's right. He'll be at the Rock. So be checking out 10 TV, and you'll be able to see Adam's ugly mug on there. All right. Joe Burrow just casually this past week threw out the fact that the Bengals are winning the Super Bowl, and it's like, wait, what? So we'll have to discuss that coming up next. Keep it here. 97.1 The Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
That's the sound of Ellie De La Cruz stealing third. That's the sound of you stealing third. Right now at UDF, buy any 2 bottled beverages and get the third one free. Any bottle, any flavor, anything you're thirsty for. Soda, energy, coffee, and more. Buy 2 bottled drinks, get the third free with Ellie Steals Third. Now at United Dairy Farmers. Some restrictions may apply.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman here for Germain Honda of Dublin. Gas prices are up. You can drive smarter with a fuel-efficient Civic, Accord, or CR-V hybrid. More miles on every tank and keep more money in your pocket. And here's the best part. Great lease and finance rates are available right now for qualified buyers. Get so much more out of your tank of gas. Visit Germain Honda of Dublin. They're just south of 270 on Sawmill Road, or shop anytime at GermainHondaofDublin.com.
Planning to buy a home in 2026? Not sure where to start? The Ohio Housing Finance Agency can help. With a step-by-step homebuyer's guide and financial tools, the Ohio Housing Finance Agency can make homeownership part of your future. Eligible homebuyers may qualify for down payment assistance and reduced mortgage interest rates. To see if you qualify and to find a mortgage lender, visit myohiohome.org.
Join T-Bone and Tyvis mornings on The Fan for football, food, and fun, featuring T-Bone.
Now, when you were talking about the football stuff, I was listening, but when you said Waffle House, I leaned forward in my chair.
And national champ Tyvis Powell.
I was staring myself in the mirror for a good 10 minutes today looking at it.
Where they solve all the world's complex problems.
We're not putting the toothpaste back in the toothpaste container.
Sponsored by Capital Ford of Columbus.
Football, food, and fun with T-Bone and Tyvis. Weekday mornings from 6 to 9 on The Fan.
My mom is a veteran and she was injured in the line of duty.
I hurt my leg in a training accident when she was only 2 years old.
She had 7 different surgeries over the span of 9 years, and there were tons of complications.
I couldn't be the mom my kids needed me to be.
She missed so much.
After my last surgery, I got an infection so bad I thought it was going to kill me.
I told her she couldn't leave me yet. There was still so much she had to see. I hadn't even graduated.
I'm doing much better now. I may have lost my leg, but I've gained so much. I'm an active part of my kids' lives.
She can kick a mean soccer ball.
DAV's been there for me and my family. Through thick and thin, they've had our back.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans like Sandy get the health and disability benefits they've earned so they can achieve victories great and small.
My victory is getting my life back. I got my joy back.
We got our mom back, thanks to DAV.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
Welcome back to What Is That Thing? Today our guest is
Dr. Melvin Parsbrucker. I invented the sump pump.
Ah, the sump pump. I've heard Apex pros talk about those.
Yes, the pros who knows are true experts in sump pumpology.
So, doctor, what is that thing?
You see, a sump pump is a device designed to pump out sump.
Sump?
For the pump.
You say the pumps?
Sump.
Sump. And what exactly is sump?
It's what gets pumped.
I want to be sure I'm hearing you right. Sump?
Sump.
And that's what gets
pumped. Look, maybe Apex Pros can explain it at your level.
Well, Apex Pros says some pumps are made to keep groundwater from accumulating and flooding your basement, especially this time of year with the big spring rains and the uniquely shallow water table in and around Franklin County. A simple sump pump can protect your home from tens of thousands of dollars in damage.
It's made to sump the pump.
Of course.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Guess which store is celebrating their 50th anniversary, and you'll get up to $180 off sets of Goodyear tires. Okay, here's a hint.
Disasters strike, fires, hurricanes, earthquakes. Direct Relief delivers. No politics, no red tape. Direct Relief is a lifeline to people in crisis. So check them out at directrelief.org. And if you can, donate.
If only there was a radio show that constantly talked about Ohio State athletics. Well, good news. It's real, baby. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Cosby Heating and Cooling and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Throw another burger on the grill for me. You're listening to Fan Sports Memorial Day.
I don't want to sound like out of touch and just like clueless, but like this doesn't seem that hard. We're having fun.
What do you mean?
Giving us 3 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah, no, we're having a great time.
We're having a blast.
Yeah.
No, it's all subjective in this industry, of course. So, you know, like some listeners may be like, hey, man, I'm having a great time. Somebody tweeted me and said he's having a hell of a time listening to the show.
That's
and we're
awesome.
making him laugh, and it's great.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure there's somebody out there who strongly disagrees. It's all a spectrum.
I'm sure that I probably ticked off a lot of listeners about how I don't know the Beatles. I know the Beatles. I can't name any of their songs.
Well,
off the dome.
Funny you say that because Toddfather32 in the YouTube chat says, I'm sorry, Jacob, that we only listened to country music when you were growing up.
That's true. We did listen to a lot of Rodney Atkins driving around.
Oh, yeah. I love Rodney Atkins. He's got a few ones that I'm into. So Joe Burrow, who I got to be honest with you, I'm about out of grace with him. I don't know how you guys feel. I know. Rhyme Time, are you like a light Bengals fan? How would you describe your Bengals fandom?
Yeah, you could say that. Like, I'm not, like, yeah, like their Super Bowl run was awesome, but like I wasn't like depressed like that they lost, I guess. I don't know. It would have been awesome if they won. But like I'm not like constantly following it like I do like Ohio State basketball or North Carolina basketball or something.
I'm definitely Steelers committed. Isaiah's definitely Browns committed. So
I'm Bengals committed, but like I guess maybe not.
Your levels of fandom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fair weather?
No. Yes and no, I guess.
Okay. Well, don't be offended. Do what you want. I don't care. Why did I say that? I'm about out of grace with Joe Burrow and this whole injury thing. And
yeah.
I'm sick and tired of doing the whole like, you know, attaching the suffix of when healthy to every single thing that we say about him.
That's been the biggest thing with his career, though.
I know, and I don't think injuries are his fault.
And I think it's valid because they got to a Super Bowl when he was healthy.
But it's I got to get the YouTube off my screen again because we are distracting me. But when it's like, oh, it's Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow when healthy, it's like I'm sick and tired of hearing that line over and over and over again.
But I mean, of that group of quarterbacks, it's just him and Patrick Mahomes that have made the Super Bowl. Like Josh Allen hasn't been to a Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson hasn't been to a Super Bowl.
When does that expire? Because we are nearing 5 years from that point. Not that he hasn't had any playoff success.
Because he's the only one that has beaten Patrick Mahomes head to head in a playoff setting. And it was
when does that expire? When does that expire too?
Honestly,
it's a cool feat
when Patrick Mahomes retires, and if nobody else beat him.
If we go through history and look at all of the guys, all of the quarterbacks, and just teams at large, but just for the sake of focusing on quarterbacks, I'll say quarterbacks.
Yeah.
If we go through history in the NFL, and I didn't do this before the show because I had no idea that the conversation was going to lead me exactly to this point. I didn't think that far ahead. Not good by me. If we go through all the quarterbacks who appeared in the conference championship game one time, I mean, dude, Jaden Daniels has already done that. So that starts to lose its luster eventually when it's like, hey, man, remember that time that he went to the conference championship game? It's like, to be honest with you, a lot of guys have done that. And so I'm not trying to slander Joe Burrow too much. I'm saying that I'm sick and tired of all the injury talk. And at some point, you're just an injury-prone quarterback. But
So did Jared Stidham also get to a conference
That does not, no, he didn't get to a conference championship. He played in a conference championship. He didn't get to one. Nick Foles got to one.
That's true. He's also a Super Bowl champion.
Jarrett Stidham's first snap in the playoffs was in the conference championship game.
Yes.
Slightly different. But anyway, so Joe Burrow, currently healthy. So, and I'm sure he plans on staying healthy, but obviously the combat sport of football has other plans for you sometimes, and for him frequently. But as of right now, he's optimistic heading into the season. The Bengals have obviously had a banner offseason in terms of adding defensive talent, which has obviously been their Achilles heel. So, you know, those of us in the AFC North are kind of taking notice of the Bengals, like, all right, their defense is looking legit. Where are we going, Joe Burrow?
Talk about the idea of trying to elevate the Bengals onto a bigger platform during the course of your career. Do you think that the Bengals are in a better spot now than they were years ago, and how much more work is there to go in that?
Definitely. I think the number one thing is you have to win. And, you know, we're going to go win a lot of games this year and play great and win a Super Bowl, and you know, everything that comes with that comes with that.
We're going to go win and play great, and we're going to win a Super Bowl, and, you know,
just super nonchalant like that, Joe
Very
Burrow.
nonchalantly just say, man, we're going to go win the Super Bowl this year, and whatever comes with it, you know, like, so.
Hey, like he says, the window is always open when he's there.
Zeke, you tell me if I'm wrong. I'm not, well, no offense. You're in a little different spot being in the basement division right now. Although, trust me, my team's not hitting the ceiling either, so we're both fine. But, like, I'm not scared of the Bengals like that.
To win a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
I would say they aren't title favorites. I would say they are a contender.
You'd put them in, like, the top tier of contenders.
I would say they're a contender.
I think Bengals fans should enter this season thinking it's a possibility. But
100%.
Me on the outside looking in, I'm like, if it's you versus the field, I have no problem taking the field. So I'm kind of like sitting back, calm, cool, and collected. Like, somebody will get them. I don't know who, but somebody will get them.
I feel like this could be one of the most wide open years outside of last year. Because do we really think that Seattle can get back-to-back? The Rams are probably going to be there. Don't know what you're going to get from Mahomes coming off injury.
You're naming a bunch of teams so far that the Bengals don't have to play in the playoffs. So that's a good.
I just listed the Chiefs.
Right, Chiefs, yes.
The Bills. Are they going to be? Is it time for Josh Allen to get over the hump? Is Lamar Jackson going to be available?
Well, we're naming a lot of teams that need to get over the humps. The Patriots aren't playing. I don't know if the cupcake talk is all. That's a tough one, man, because they went 14-3 or 13-4.
Yes, yeah, 14-3, I believe.
And then they played the Chargers, who. Are we finding out that just everybody hates everything? Because no one respects the Chargers because Justin Herbert's, you know, Mr. What If. No, I definitely am slandering the Houston Texans, not because of anybody except for one person, C.J. Stroud.
Okay.
Their defense is unbelievable, but
yeah,
he was a tin man.
He's got to make a step for sure
in the playoffs, so he's got to figure that out. And then they played a backup quarterback in the AFC Championship game and then got shellacked by Seattle.
And because they went to the Super Bowl, their schedule is going to be much tougher this year.
Right, but I still have to tag all of that with it's still the NFL. Like, they beat NFL teams, so that's fair. But we're trying to figure out, like, who's for real, because with the quarterback discussion, it's like, okay, there's like this. I hate to use this word because it's been just beaten into oblivion. There's an aura around Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Lamar Jackson, where it's like those four, it's like it's historic, it's this, it's that.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about their teams. It's like, well, we don't like any of their teams that they're playing on. And it's the same with the Patriots. It's like the MVP debate was between Drake May and Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford didn't even make the Super Bowl, and no one respects Drake May's pass at the Super Bowl.
Yep.
So it's like, we don't like anybody.
Well, and now there's a dark cloud around the Patriots organization with everything that's going on with Vrabel.
That'll be fine.
Yeah. But did you know
that won't affect wins and losses?
The Bengals are favored in 15 of their 17 games this year.
I do, and I don't think it's unreasonable. Now, that's not. I think it's unreasonable to say, well, that means they're going 15-2.
I mean, hey, why not?
Are they?
Why not? Because it's the NFL. Stupid. That's why not.
Are they Super Bowl or bust? Is it AFC Championship or bust? Because it feels like, especially after you trade a top 10 pick, that you're probably shortening your window.
Yeah.
You're all in right now with Burrow, Jamar Chase, They aren't the young, fun team that they were when they went to the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. Jamar Chase isn't a second-year guy anymore. And wide receivers, hate to break it to people, don't last forever. Ask Stephon Diggs, even Devontae Adams, who's still a dog, but it's not the same as they were when they were younger.
I think, playoffs for sure. You can't, it's got to be more than just the playoffs. So I'll go conference championship or bust.
The tough thing about this is that I was going to say, hey, let's just have Joe Burrow play a healthy season and then that be a win for the Bengals. But then if you add the condition Joe Burrow's fully healthy, then it's like, okay, expectations just changed. And now it's like, we got to strike while the iron's hot. Now the expectations just elevated.
Again,
so
really, the only season that he's been fully healthy, they've been to a Super Bowl.
Well, he just told you that they're going to go again this year. They're going to win.
He has to stay healthy, though. That is the biggest key.
They're going to win a lot of games and this and that.
Hey, they're favored in 15 of their 17.
Sad week for me. My dream career is dying right in front of me. I'll tell you what I mean next. Keep it here, 97.1 The Fan.
Catch the latest from the world of Ohio State athletics. Weeknights at 6 on the Buckeye Show. New special guests in everything scarlet and gray. The Fan.
This is possibly the biggest Honda sale in Ohio.
Lindsay Honda's Trade-a-thon is on. Trade your car, truck, boat, or even motorcycle now. Drive a gas-sipping new 2026 Civic Hatchback Hybrid Sport Touring. A very low $279 a month. Or a new 2026 CRV Hybrid Trail Sport all-wheel drive. Just $369 a month. Do you want more for your trade? See Lindsay Honda now.
Trade-a-thon puts you in the driver's seat for less.
See lindsayhonda.com for details.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
In the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Thanks. Is oil marked down?
Save up to $15 when you buy 5 quarts and a filter.
And fuel treatment?
2 for $9 on Lucas.
Brake pads?
Marked down to free.
Free?
Get free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 Duralast rotors.
That's several markdowns.
For many more miles. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
I love Right Pack Credit Union because they're solution driven.
I feel valued as a member.
They're focused on the latest technology and the personal connections.
Experience benefits that go beyond banking with Right Pack Credit Union. Just ask our actual members.
I definitely recommend Right Pack to all my family and friends as a credit union of choice.
Visit one of our Columbus area Right Pack Credit Union member centers near you. Based on individual members' experiences, results may vary.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Too many families face a widening gap between what they can afford and what they need to thrive. More than half of families in the U.S. today are one paycheck away from financial crisis. At Good 360, we deliver hope when families need it most, providing essentials like clothing, hygiene items, and household goods. Put help within reach. Learn more at good360.org.
Hi, I'm Connie Britton. I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Isaiah Jacob. In the NBA, the Cavaliers face elimination tonight as they take on the Knicks in Game 4 of their Eastern Conference semifinal series. Cleveland trails 3-0, making tonight a must-win matchup for the Cavs. Last night in the Western Conference, the San Antonio Spurs took down the Oklahoma City Thunder 103-82, tying their series 2-2. In baseball, the Guardians are back in action today at 6:10 as they open a series against the Washington Nationals. Meanwhile, the Reds continue their road trip this afternoon against the Mets. First pitch is set for for 410 with pregame coverage beginning at 3:40 right here on The Fan. In racing yesterday, Felix Rosenqvist captured the 110th running of the Indianapolis 500 in the closest finish in race history. Driving the number 60 Honda, Rosenqvist edged David Malakis by just 23 thousandths of a second. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Even on a national holiday, we're still flapping our gums. You're listening to Fan Sports Memorial Day.
Hold on, let me scooch to the center of our YouTube viewing. There we go. Got to center myself with the camera.
There you go.
Got to scooch on over.
There you go.
When you got into this industry, both of you, what was the end goal? Like the embarrassing to tell people goal.
I mean, I guess like to be hosting of something at some sort at some point.
That is the vaguest thing I've ever heard in my life. Hosting of something at somewhere at some point.
Hosting my own show, I guess.
Thank you.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Say it with some gumption.
Sorry.
Hosting something somewhere at some point. Yeah. Got it. Thanks. Zeke?
I think initially I wanted to do TV first.
That's right.
And then I did TV and I did radio, and I was like, you know what? I like radio better. And
Radio is much more relaxed.
I think TV people start to realize that when they come on our shows.
Yeah. I've been on the other side of the camera for television, and I mean, the lights are very bright.
I have not been invited to do television yet. You're good because you have your own niche. Like you are the college basketball guy.
Yeah.
And so you have, with this being such a football town, although anywhere that has football is a football town because we're a football country. So let's get that straightened out.
Yes.
But whenever it becomes, the 2 months of the year where this city cares about college basketball, respectfully.
February and March, yes.
Yes. When it becomes February and March, and then it's like, hey, we need to talk to somebody who's actually been following this during football season because all of our focus has been on Buckeye football. I mean, dude, you can see the Buckeye beat for basketball. Press row gets a lot busier when football season's over.
Oh, yes.
Trust me, I've been there, and I'm like, the seats.
I haven't seen you here before.
Yeah. It's okay, because I basically traded places with them when those games started to go on. when those games went to national TV and we're no longer on Big Ten Plus, I'm like, yeah, I'll watch it at home.
Uh-huh. Yep.
So there was a brief crossover between us in January. But, so your TV talents are useful in February and March because we need someone who has been following this entire sport since the beginning.
Well, and shoot, if there's more expansion, then we may even get into maybe halfway through February at this point and then in March.
So my goal, not that you asked, but
Cole, what was your goal coming into this industry?
The primary goal was to be a daily talk show host on this station.
Okay.
And I potentially go national, if everything went well, national. The tough part about that in this industry is that there's such a market bias where you probably can't go from Columbus to national. Like in ESPN, first of all, ESPN and FS1, their reputation of what the product that they put on TV isn't what it was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And so now it's not even that much of a goal because it's we would have way more fun doing this. You think we can do this show at national? Hell to the no. We'd be talking Cowboys all day long.
Yes, that is very Cowboys, Lakers, Yankees.
Yeah. Maybe we would have actually gotten to talk about playoff basketball. Point being, but with this industry and I would need a different market that's a middle ground, that's like a stepping stone, like a Chicago or a Washington, D.C. or L.A. or New York or something like that. I don't want to work in New York because you have to think stupid thoughts about there's no other sports anywhere else except New York. And the New York Knicks are the biggest deal. Madison Square Garden is you haven't won a championship since 1973. Why are you guys the standard again?
Yeah.
But anyway, I wouldn't want to get stuck in a city that I wasn't committed to, where it's I'm trying to take the step in a bigger market to go national, but I never break through to go national. And now I'm just stuck in a city. And it's like, why did I leave Columbus when I had a job that I really liked?
Yeah, and you have to be focused on the other teams that are in that. Like if you go to DC, you have to be focused on the Nationals, the Commanders, the why am I drawing a blank on the other teams there? The Wizards. You got to be committed on those.
Yeah. And so the way too embarrassing to say out loud career goal that will never, ever, ever happen will be to host the Tonight Show.
Oh.
That was my embarrassing to tell people career goal. There are a lot of reasons that won't happen. Number one being I'm not a professional comedian. I have tried it one time. I was not good at it, and I did not go up a second time.
Oh, no.
So when I worked at the comedy club in St. Louis, I went up one time, and dude,
Did you have material laid out?
I did. But I typed it out on a sheet, and I was just reading the sheet all day long. And when I got up on stage, I'm looking out and I'm thinking, I'm visualizing the paper. Here's the good part about it. All the lights are focused on you on stage, so you can't see anybody.
Yeah.
But you know.
I was going to say, I thought you were supposed to just picture the crowd in their underwear or something.
That's the dumbest phrase. I'm not saying you invented that phrase. I'm saying the inventor of that phrase. Whatever. Well, anyway, I'm not a professional comedian.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be
you
number
crack
one.
a good joke every now and then.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think the Tonight Show would prefer a little bit more than every now and then.
I think so, too.
When comedy is like the job.
Yeah.
But that was all. I love late night talk shows. And so late night talk shows have taken a big hit. And I've heard Joe Rogan talk about this, about how the whole thing, just the format of it's weird. And now working in this industry, I can actually kind of see it with TV about how everything is so regimented. It's all right, you have 3 minutes for this, 4 minutes for that, 5 minutes for that. And Joe Rogan's I get to just sit here and talk apologies for the phrase, but free-balling it for 2.5 hours with my guests. I feel like that's actually an opportunity to get to know somebody.
Yeah.
Whereas in the late night talk show, you have a 7-minute, hey, tell me, we're promoting a movie that you're going to be in.
Yeah.
Tell me this story about a celebrity encounter you had where it's it turned out to be my buddy who was also in the movie with me. Just
tell me about this going on in your life.
Yeah. And so it's not actually the interviews themselves aren't that.
They're already kind of pre-staged before you get out there because you know what specific things you're going to be talking about.
They're just shallow.
Yeah.
They're shallow. And so the ever-changing landscape of this industry where, even radio has some downsides where it's we have to pause our conversation. We could be in the middle of a great conversation and we have to pause it every 12 minutes because the ads are very specifically timed.
Yeah.
Because of the rating system.
Yeah.
The ratings have it in a way where we have to balance. If we want better ratings, we have to balance our on-air time with our off-air time in terms of the commercials playing. And
right.
So we have to balance that so that way the audience is getting the fairest balance so that way we can have the best chance of ratings. And so we don't tank because anyway, math. All that to say it's just the industries are so different, but especially in television. We have so much freedom here in radio that television just does not have. And podcasting has even more freedom than we do. And so, just the landscape of it all. But back in the day, man, not that I was ever around for Johnny Carson because he transitioned into Jay Leno in 1992. But just I'm so fascinated by that stuff. And so that was at a time, obviously, where you hear people who are a generation above us talk about how, there were only 3 channels and Johnny Carson was the voice of America.
Yeah.
Because there were only so many channels. You were in one time slot with only a couple competitors. You didn't have all these options on television, let alone in your phone, on your computer, doing whatever. So you really could be the voice of America. And, I think being the president of the United States, as much of an honor as that would be, I'm not suggesting I would ever be qualified for that. Let me just get out in front before I
way to go.
No, but it's just I think that is one of the most dangerous jobs. I wouldn't want a job where people all over the country are plotting to assassinate me. And so I'm you know what? For what my interests are in the entertainment industry, I feel being that, being the host of the Tonight Show, specifically that show, just because of the legacy of going from Carson to Leno to Conan for 5 minutes. And we'll talk about that a little bit and kind of reminisce about that. But with the Stephen Colbert show ending this past weekend, was the impetus of this conversation.
Yeah.
Just the dream job of the Tonight Show and like me fake aspiring. Again, there's not a viable career of like, I'm going to be like a sports. Well, you know what? Stephen A. Smith might do it. So
could see that very much.
Maybe it would be possible, but just like having that dream as a kid and still just kind of like holding the late night talk shows as a kid. Like Jimmy Fallon's on at my parents' house all the time. They're always watching that stuff. So that's always something I aspired to. And just, it kind of sucks seeing the industry itself take a hit. The changing times of media has obviously changed that. But then, the whole like Colbert versus Trump and all the blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And so they didn't just fire Stephen Colbert. They sacked the entire show.
Yeah.
And that's after they also didn't pick up a new host after James Corden left the show that followed Stephen Colbert. And so that's kind of just a dying industry, but we'll talk about that a little bit more. But that was just kind of like the dream as a kid. But one of my favorite things is always discussing the old 2010 Tonight Show conflict. So we'll go over some fun memories of that industry coming up next. Keep it here, 97.1 The Fan.
A lot of hosts have been on our airways in the past 30 years. Some good, some bad, some really bad. Anyway, sorry for that. The Fan.
Cash, moolah, greenbacks, toast, Skrilla, chips, bread and mold, cheddar, butter, lewd and scratch. Find the lettuce, make a match. Lettuce, gravy, game on the back for $30. That's a wrap. There's many words for cash, no doubt, but there's only one $30 cash word. Check it out. Cash word from Ohio, lottery. It's $30, Joe. Cash word, it's fun to go with millions of prizes, don't you know? Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Our veterans put everything on the line to defend our nation. So when they need help, Congressman Mike Carey fights for our veterans. Because as a veteran himself, Mike Carey understands their service must be honored.
My name is Thomas Rand, and I put my life on the line serving our nation in Vietnam. But when I needed help with an outstanding disability claim, the VA wasn't there for me. But Congressman Mike Carey had my back. Because of his hard work, my claim was approved, and I got the help I needed. I'm thankful for Congressman Carey. He cares about our veterans.
Mike Carey will always fight to help our nation's heroes. If you're a veteran who needs help navigating government services, programs, and grants, call Congressman Mike Carey's office at 614-927-6902 or visit carey.house.gov. Paid for with official funds from the office of Mike Carey.
When you are a member of Tel-Ohio, your money works harder for you. Lock in 4% APY on a 24-month CD and watch your savings grow with a credit union built for its members. Visit telohio.org to learn more.
Federally insured by NCUA. Membership open to anyone in Ohio. Restrictions apply.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
May the savings be with you at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, lease a new 26 Elantra SE for $59 per month for 2 years. Just $59 a month for the May Mega Sale. This month only. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glexhyundai.com. With approved credit, $39.95 down plus tax, title, first month payment, 7,500 miles per year, and 6-1.
Your next getaway is closer than you think at your Columbus Zoo. Baby elephants, playful tigers, hungry giraffes. Explore North America Trek and discover rescued bear cubs, eagles, and more. Plan your visit today at columbuszoo.org.
Welcome to Hollywood Casino.
What can I get you?
How you doing, Columbus? The same Hollywood you know, with a new hotel to love. Hollywood Casino and Hotel Columbus, coming June 2026. Book now. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Spring cleaning is when homes get a new twinkle in their eye,
a new spring in their step,
a new color in their cheeks.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK. We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
When that shiny truck from 1-800-GOT-JUNK arrives at your house,
it's a sign of a new beginning,
a clean start,
a breath of fresh air.
When your home feels clean and happy,
the people inside feel clean and happy too.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit us at 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
I need a small order of sheet metal to repair something in the shop. It's not much, but can you help me out?
At Metal Supermarkets, no order is too small.
Wait, really?
Yep.
What about small home projects?
Yep.
For a car I'm working on?
Yep.
Any kind of metal?
Yep.
Cut to size?
Yep.
With no minimum order?
Yep.
How about 1,000 cut pieces of aluminum flat bar?
Yep. Choose from over 8,000 types, shapes, and grades of metal in any quantity you need. And yes, we're serious. Any metal, any size, ready fast. Locally owned on Wilson Road.
Leaky pipes, no hot water, issues with your sewer or drains? When plumbing problems strike, Logan Services is ready to help you out. We offer free estimates on water heaters, water softeners, and drain lines. Whether it's a surprise leak or an aging water tank, we'll give you an honest recommendation so you can take action fast. Don't wait. Schedule your free plumbing estimate now. Fast, friendly service you trust from Logan Services.
Hey, it's Timmy Hall for Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice, Orthopedic One. When I'm hurting and it's affecting my golf game, these are the guys I turn to. And if you're in pain or you just suffered an injury, start with the specialists. Start at orthopedic1.com.
Rothman and Ice are broadcasting live from the Memorial Pro-Am, and they'll be talking to very famous athletes and actors. And did you know that it's sponsored by the Waterworks and Ohio for Responsible Gambling? It is. Catch it all Wednesday, June 3rd at noon. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Things are looking better for the afternoon compared to what we had this morning, as partly cloudy skies are here for the rest of the day. Comfortable high temperatures in the upper 70s. Partly cloudy skies tonight. Some patchy fog is a possibility. Shouldn't be as widespread or thick as what we had this morning, though. Upper 50s for a low. Then for Tuesday, we'll see a partly cloudy sky overall with highs back in the lower 80s. For the Fan, I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Justin Gertz.
Catch T-Bone and Tyvus weekday mornings from 6 to 9. If you're not completely satisfied, we'll rewind time and erase your brain. For real, the Fan. I hope you're not working because we barely are.
We're going to get to work immediately.
You're listening to Fan Sports Memorial Day.
I love this country.
USA. So I have a doctor's appointment on Thursday morning, which is convenient because that's when I usually have my meetings with Fish on Thursday mornings. So this meeting's going to be canceled, which is great because in last week's meeting, he suggested that I be like less long-winded and pass the ball to my teammates better on the weekend show. And this show, last segment in particular, may be the worst example that I ever could have put on display of being a good teammate. So hot on the heels of Adam King at 2:30, exiting the show by telling me to leave a little bit more room for my teammates.
Just went at it. Just went with it.
Yeah.
I just let you have the rock. Let you cook.
We got you till 3:40. The Reds are taking on our airwaves after
taking on the Mets in New York.
Okay, Citi Field. Now the Mets have figured it out a little bit. They started the year as like the worst team in baseball. But
yes, they did.
They're creeping their way back to 500-ish.
Didn't they have a double-digit losing streak?
Oh, I think it was like 12 or something.
Yeah,
like
I thought so.
So the Reds will be dealing with that. But we were talking about we were talking about the Tonight Show and how as a kid that was always my goal. I don't know which late night hosts your parents always had on in the house. My parents flip around.
You know, I think for me,
Fallon's number one, but they flip around.
I think for me growing up, like my family was a big sitcom family. Like we would watch, like we love Friends. I've gotten into Seinfeld recently. Loved Big Bang Theory. Still love it.
My parents love
2.5 Men. Like I think what we got into though growing up, we would watch Big Bang. It was when it went on to TBS. And then, like, at 11 o'clock, it went on to Conan.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think that was mostly, like, I would fall asleep on the couch watching Big Bang Theory, and then I wake up to the opening music for Conan at 11 o'clock.
You guys watch any?
We didn't watch much late night. We always did game shows. It was always America's Got Talent, The Voice, American Ninja Warrior, Deal or No Deal. You the jazz.
You can look at my slideshow up there. Yeah. I have The Voice listed as one of my favorite TV shows.
Rebecca's family likes to watch a lot of game shows. That's when I first met her. Like we would watch a lot of game shows, and now like we've started watching The Floor.
Rob Lowe?
Yes.
Okay. See,
yeah,
I'm with it a little bit.
Yeah. It's very intriguing.
I have no idea how to play, but I see the ads for it.
Yeah, you have to beat so many competitors to be the only one left on the floor. But like each competitor has like a category that they like know the most. And so like if you like
the Sun Belt for you.
Yeah. Yeah. But something more like where there's a lot of like you can't just go up there and like because there's only 14 teams in the conference. So like if you get through because like each person's then realistically going to get 7.
Yeah.
So then you're out of teams. So like it can't because you get 40 seconds, I think.
Yeah.
And if you run out of time, then the person that it was left with that ran out of time, the other person advances. And so like my category would be like college basketball.
Yeah.
And so like we're just going back and forth on college basketball things.
Okay.
And if I win, then I take the category from the person that I challenged.
Next time we're playing the floor.
Oh, okay.
I'll watch an episode. I'll go on Wikipedia, look up the rules.
Well, they put pictures of what it is on the board.
Then
and
I may have to
name the picture.
Great descriptions.
Yeah. Yes.
This North Carolina point guard played for the New York Knicks before getting traded to the Nuggets during the Carmelo Anthony. There you go. See, hey. All right, so it's possible. But it's funny that you mentioned Conan O'Brien because I think one of the most fascinating things is the Tonight Show conflicts of 92 and 2010, especially being in this industry now. So in 1992, Johnny Carson announces his retirement.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have 2 shows on NBC. You got the Tonight Show and then you got Late Night, which as it still is today because those are 2 legacy shows. And so now it's Jimmy Fallon and then after him is Seth Meyers. But you had Johnny Carson who, like, even if you're a young person and you don't know who he is or couldn't pick him out of a lineup, like you've heard the name before, like the Johnny. And so Johnny Carson's hosting the Tonight Show. He's announcing his retirement. And so David Letterman hosted the show after him. And like thinking about it from this industry's perspective, you could totally see how like hosting the next show in line would put you in line to be the next host.
Yeah.
But the problem is that when you're already on that show, and we can kind of see this playing out in our lives in real time on this station sometimes, is that when you're already on your own show, now who's the backup for the guy who you're trying to replace one day? And so Jay Leno, whenever Johnny Carson would go on vacation, Jay Leno was his fill-in.
Okay.
And so then when it came time to replace Johnny Carson, David Letterman thinks that it's his because, hey, I've been hosting the B show. It's time to bump me up to the big leagues to go to the A show. But Jay Leno already had the built-in familiarity with the audience.
That's true.
And so now Jay Leno takes over for Johnny Carson. David Letterman's pissed off. David Letterman starts his own show at CBS, which went through like 2008 or whatever.
Rightfully so. Like, he got passed on. I'm going to go somewhere else and be the A guy.
Exactly. And so that now leaves the late show open or late night.
Yeah.
Because all these shows have like the exact same name. But then Late Night is open because now who's going to be after Jay Leno because David Letterman just left the network. And so because of this, CBS, they wanted to get into the industry. And so David Letterman goes there. And then Stephen Colbert replaced David Letterman, and now that show's canceled. And so that's how the timeline of this works. But Conan O'Brien replaced David Letterman on Late Night. So now NBC's lineup from 92 on is Jay Leno on The Tonight Show and then Conan O'Brien afterwards. And so 18 years later, you have the exact same issue take place where, or at least a similar issue where Jay Leno's time to retire. And, of course, the famous clip, actually, we'll play this one first. So this would have been after the announcement was already made that it's going to be Jay Leno. And so Johnny Carson's on his final year at NBC, and he's doing his farewell tour. Like, it's already known. It's already known who's going to replace him. And because he had such a connection with David Letterman that they were on the same network, Letterman went on Johnny Carson's show. And credit to Johnny Carson, he just asked the question that everybody was thinking.
Oh, man. Well, why don't I just start off with a question here? Just how pissed off are you?
I mean, it's great.
That's fair.
Because you know that he is.
It's a great question.
And he was. And he left.
Just rip the Band-Aid off.
Exactly.
Ask it right away.
Exactly. And so that was just one of the funniest clips to me. But then we could play this, and then we'll hit a break here pretty soon. But Jay Leno did make the public display that he had one contract left and that the show was going to go to Johnny Carson or to Conan O'Brien.
Yes.
And he specifically cited, hey, the last time that this happened, there was so much animosity that it was a big dilemma, and I don't want to do that again.
I want to elaborate on an announcement made earlier today. You may have heard about this, that I'm going to leave the show in 2009. Okay. Right. No, let me explain. Let me explain how these things work.
This is in 2004.
About 6 months ago, I sat down here with the folks at NBC, and they said, we want to re-up. And I said, okay, what do you want to do? Because I don't have a manager and agent. I like the people I work with. They're nice folks. And they said, and this is a high-paying job. Oh, it's a great paying job. So they said, listen, we would like to do 5 more years. I said, great. I'd love to do 5 more years. And that was 6 months ago. And then time went by. There's all talk about Conan O'Brien. Will he go to ABC? Will he go to one of these other networks? And they came to me and they said, we don't want to lose Conan O'Brien. And I said, oh, okay, what does that mean? And I said, we think Conan would be a good replacement, as I do. Conan is a gentleman, funny, the hottest late-night guy out there, excellent. And I said, you know something? I don't want to see Conan go anywhere else. And I'm proud to say this show has been #1. We will keep it #1. And then in 2009, I'll say, Conan, take it over. It's yours. Because, you know, when I took this show over, boy, there was a lot of animosity between me and Dave and who's going to get it. And quite frankly, a lot of what I thought, well, good friendships were permanently damaged. And I don't want to see anybody ever have to go through that again. Because this show is like a dynasty. You hold it, and then you hand it off to the next person. And I don't want to see all the fighting and who's better and nasty things back and forth in the press. So right now, here it is. Conan, it's yours. See you in 5 years, buddy. Okay.
Now, that is not a contractual agreement.
Yeah.
That is just verbal. It's words. And so, obviously, knowing what we know now, and we'll certainly have some more audio to play, and we'll have some fun with it. We got one more segment before the Reds take over at 3:40. But this whole thing, just, fun memories and just an interesting exercise in loyalty and respect and just kind of how business works. And I feel like I have different takes on it than other people do. Yeah. And I'm curious to hear yours. And you've kind of given me a hint that you and I are going to disagree. So we'll talk about this next. Hey, man, you stuck with us for 3.5 hours. Give us 10 more. Keep it here on 97.1 The Fan.
Hey, it's Austin Ward. Listen to The Beat with Austin and Byrne, now powered by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Get the latest Buckeye news, insights, and unbeatable analysis every day. Don't miss a moment. Stream The Beat with Austin and Byrne, sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Common Man and Timmy here for Hollywood Casino Columbus. Oh, Timmy, it's getting closer.
What is?
The grand opening of the new Hollywood Casino Columbus Hotel.
Oh, that's right. The grand opening celebration is coming up on June 12th. Brett Michaels will be there.
And there's going to be fireworks and food trucks and swag and a chance to win a motorcycle.
Motorcycle? Shit. Get tickets at Ticketmaster.com.
Plus, on select Wednesdays and Saturdays, it's the $1,000 Win Your Way drawings.
Must be 21 to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
2 guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same 2 guys drove home. One guy wore a seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
That's the sound of Ellie De La Cruz stealing third. That's the sound of you stealing third. Right now at UDF, buy any 2 bottled beverages and get the third one free with Ellie Steals Third. Now at United Dairy Farmers. Some restrictions may apply.
Hello, I'm Shep.
And I'm Mark.
We're the friendly board-certified entomologists from Rose Pest Solutions.
Let's tackle some spider myths.
I've got one. Spiders will sneak up and bite you at night.
That's a myth. Spiders are not interested in having you as a midnight snack. Okay, I've got one. You swallow spiders while you're sleeping.
Myth. What spider would enter the snore hole of death? But here's a fact. Spiders can be hard to control.
So call the pros from Rose.
Call Rose Pest Solutions today.
800-966-ROSE.
An encyclopedic knowledge of sports and other random things you may or may not care about.
I think I found my mentor.
Rockman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan. The soundtrack to the unofficial start of summer. You're listening to Fan Sports Memorial Day.
All right, Colbar team is Jacob Reimer, Isaiah Jacob. One more segment. We are no longer contributing to the Rothman and Ice ratings. We are now potentially tanking the Common Man and Timmy ratings. So we hold, 40 minutes of responsibility there for one day of the month. But we were talking about how, with one segment left here, we were just kind of reminiscing about the whole how Stephen Colbert's show is shut down and CBS has gotten entirely out of the late night talk show game. That show being Letterman's originally when he came over from NBC.
Yeah.
That was how CBS started it. And then they, put a few guys after him. It ended up being Craig Ferguson. I don't know if you've seen any Craig Ferguson clips on YouTube.
I have not, no.
Dude, this dude would just sit there, talk to hot girls, like almost exclusively, and like girls you've never even heard of, just actresses and models and but you go watch him, it's like, I don't know who this person is. And he just sits there and he just like flirts with them. And he's like, I didn't think he was that good looking of a guy, but they would be like eating it up. And I'm like,
well, they're on national television,
I guess, but they played the game. And and I don't know, dude. You watch it back, like, I don't know if he could do what he did today. I don't know how he could do it back then.
I'm just picturing it now and probably definitely would not be able to.
But the girls loved him. It's crazy. Like, was fine. Like, whatever.
The bright lights are on. The spotlight is there. They're in it. Like,
I guess.
NBC, national television, why not?
Yeah. And so James Corden replaced Craig Ferguson in 2014. And then, he had a show at Carpool Karaoke, all that stuff. And then when they got rid of him, or didn't renew his contract or whatever, they didn't replace him. And then they're shutting down Stephen Colbert's show, so CBS is out of it entirely. But so that kind of just, that news this week of Stephen Colbert's show shutting down and just the industry kind of changing kind of has us reminiscing about the 2010 Tonight Show conflict between Leno, as we played the audio in the previous segment, announcing in 2004, hey, I got one more contract, and afterwards the show's going to go to you. And it's so interesting because you tell me if you have this kind of loyalty. So, and this is, again, Johnny Carson had the show forever, and like, it's a big, big deal just to be attached to that show.
Right.
So one report had that Conan O'Brien, while he was doing late night, so he's the show after Jay Leno, but he's waiting for his time to host the Tonight Show.
Yes.
And he knows that Jay Leno is going to be leaving soon.
In 5 years from this? Yes, he will be.
At the time, in fact, I think, if I have it correct, I think he was making $8 million a year. Or, a raise of $8 million per year.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all.
Or something along those lines. Anyway, point being, Fox doesn't even have a late night talk show. But because Letterman's over here and Leno's over here, like, this is the thing that everyone's doing. And because Conan's next in line, Fox offers Conan O'Brien $21 million a year.
Oh, my gosh.
To be like the new face, basically.
Yeah.
And he turns it down because he is waiting in the wings to take over the Tonight Show. The legacy of that show. So, I mean, you tell me if you could do that. $21 million a year to start your own thing. And the funny thing about all this is that Conan O'Brien is now like a gigantic podcast, so it all worked out in the ever-changing landscape.
Yeah.
But $21 million.
That's a lot of cash.
I know. But he wanted to stay at NBC to have his name on that show. I don't think I could do that.
That's so tough because I feel like I'd have to take the money. Like, that is a lot of money. But yes, you're getting, what'd you say, $8 million a year?
Yeah, or they offered him a raise of $8 million per year. So I don't know what the original was.
I know $20 million's a lot, and that's a big deal.
Oh, here you go. He was making $3 million a year, and then Fox offers him $21 million, but then NBC says, hey, we'll get you to $11 to stay. That's still a gigantic pay cut from what he could have had.
The Tonight Show is just that big to where I think I probably could have taken that pay cut to know, like, I'm going to be on the show that everybody has always wanted in their life growing up.
Mm-hmm.
To have that, I mean, you're still well off with $3 million a year.
Right.
So, like, I think I very much still would have been okay. Would have been that's a very difficult decision because you're still turning down a lot of money, a lot of extra money to have, but you are the A guy for the Tonight Show that everybody grew up wanted to get into this industry. That was the ultimate goal. And then it's yours. And you can, from where Conan was at in his career, you could have taken that for however long you wanted to.
Yeah. But then the trouble comes in that at the end of Jay Leno's contract, Craig Ferguson on CBS is beating Conan O'Brien. So now NBC's like, wait a minute, we've made this giant commitment to Conan O'Brien 5 years ago. We don't even know if we trust him anymore because now the competitor, because so much changes in that time and just the landscape of the industry. And then
5 years is a lot of time.
Yeah, and so NBC's wondering what's up. And then Jay Leno also, I think, was dealing with like a non-compete or something. So like he would have had to have just sat around for 2 years, and I think he was not trying to do that. And so now Jay Leno's offered this opportunity of like hosting his own show, and he's basically competing with Conan O'Brien on his own network. And it's just this whole thing. And so, you and I were watching YouTube videos today.
Yeah.
In terms of like was Jay Leno wrong for accepting the opportunity? Because I don't blame people for accepting opportunities that are given to them.
Yeah.
And so people were like, and we can play one of the audios right here. And this is just how funny, how big this story was, because David Letterman's on a different network talking about this.
When NBC said to Jay, you know what, Conan's going to take over your job in 5 years, that's when you say, okay, fine, no hard feelings. You call ABC, you call Fox, you try to get my job, you leave. You don't, yeah, okay, but I'll be in the lobby, if you need me. Don't hang around.
And then Rosie O'Donnell similarly was on Craig Ferguson, again, another network, talking about this.
Jay was told 5 years ago that it was his turn to give up the driver's seat, right?
Right.
That is not his bus. That's a 60-year bus that's been driving around the country, the Tonight Show. And if you're lucky enough to get to drive it, when they say, hey, you're done, you give the keys back and you say, thank you. You don't flatten the tires of the guy who comes next.
So the question is, do you blame Jay Leno for taking an opportunity that was given to him?
So see, that's where I said to you, I'm 9 minutes in and Jay Leno is just derailing everything, because I'm kind of with that. It felt like they weren't going to agree to him on, like, when his contract was up, like they basically wanted him out of there. So I felt like they were right. Like, yeah, that this is coming to an end. You're calling other networks and being like, hey, like, can you have anything you can offer me?
I know.
That's how I took it.
And then the ratings are all crazy. They move Leno back to 11:30, and then Conan leaves, and then he goes to TBS, and then you and your family are watching that for The Big Bang Theory. So that's a full circle moment. But that's just that was just something that I saw this week, and like I'm not going to act like I was watching Colbert all the time because I wasn't. But it's just like the childhood. And again, I said a couple segments ago that just the ever-changing landscape of what we do makes that job seem less and less appealing, and kind of like, I guess, I don't even know if like hosting, like becoming Joe Rogan's like the new version of that in terms of like what to aspire to.
Podcasting, like we've seen a significant spike in podcasting since like the past few years. So like that's becoming a main thing.
That's so tough though. Like, how do you just like start a podcast and hit the jackpot? Like, like who are the lucky ones that get there's like no formula for that. At least like that's that old school style of media, like kind of had that. But anyway, that's something that kind of struck me this week of just like being sad about that. But hey, look, we had 3 hours and 40 minutes of this show. Colbert team is Jacob Reimer, Isaiah Jacob. We appreciate you. Happy Memorial Day, and everyone's back on the show tomorrow.
We're the girthiest radio station in the history of radio. Uncomfortably girthy. This promo is uncomfortable. The Fan, Ohio.